What's the motherfucking deal, man? Welcome to the den. Hope all of you are doing well, doing fine. Hope life is treating you the way you deserve to be treated. I guess you decide what you deserve. That's kind of how it works. I'm your host, Ed Honcho. And tonight we're going to talk about dealing with toxic people. I wasn't gonna say neighbors because I believe was it Do What You Like that suggested it. But I remember someone that suggested about talking about dealing with toxic, neighbors and shitty people. So I figured why not? Why not tonight? If you didn't get the memo, there will be no, midday dens for the rest of the week. Bit of a scheduling conflict, but we'll be back at it. Monday, everything will be back as it should be. We will be having 10 p.m. for the rest of the week. Den Show Shop, get you some Den Show merch. Den Show Podcast, make sure you're following there so you can take part in the Saturday live audio podcast. Den Show Live on all the proper social medias, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Make sure you like the Facebook page. If you want to support the community, you can go to streamlabs.com/Den Show Live. And if you want to support on a monthly basis, you can go to patreon.com/ The Den Show. It's Streamlabs, The Den Show. And patreon.com/The Den Show. Everything else is Den Show Live. So, I hope you are all doing well. Let's see who we have joining us this evening. And let's have a good conversation. I see Not My President is here. And don't forget, we are still taking votes for this week's award will be the Worst Caller Award. 335 in the building. Let's see. I see Culture the Noob is holding it down. D the Gamma Maze, Miss Bell Southern Style. What's the motherfucking deal? Let's see. Do What You Like in the building. That's great name. Let's see. Is it Miss Bell? Jason S. Kenesha S. I wonder if the S's are related or affiliated. Ain't that some S? Only One Lie, what's the motherfucking deal? Mary, what's the motherfucking deal? Baker Man in the House, what's the motherfucking deal? Let's see. Keisha, what's the motherfucking deal? How are you doing this evening, Miss Keisha? Angela's here. I don't know what WTMD is. Where's the McDonald's? Like, what is WTMD? It sounds like you're missing a letter there. I don't even know. Ronald Isley in the building. You're contagious. D-Love in the motherfucking building. Not My President in the building. What's the motherfucking deal? Let's see. Rashida in the building. What's the motherfucking deal? Is it the building? Is the den the building? Is it the den? I don't know. Eventually a building. I don't know. No, it has nothing to do with Saw Sports. Saw Sports is at 7. The afternoon dens are at 1. So it has nothing to do with Sauce Sports. Yes. Honcho S as in saucy. And young Kenneth Cologne in the building. Guard Your Nuts, Pistachio Pilfer is here. Shout out Sweetberry. Let's talk about it though. Let's talk about toxic people. Here goes Sweetberry. Perfect timing, I guess you could say. What is a toxic person? Is it a person that just makes you feel uncomfortable because they say things you don't like? Does that necessarily make them toxic? What is the definition of a toxic person? Let's see. Let's see if the beloved Urban Dictionary. Empress Yaya, what's the motherfucking deal? Glad you could join us. The den is a hut. Yeah, well, not Pizza Hut, because Pizza Hut is getting closed down. They closed down like 500, 800 stores, something like that. You know, some people say masculinity is toxic. which I find humorous. Because the same thing you call toxic is the same thing you're running and calling to come save your fucking ass when everything goes wrong, right? So, you know, it is. So it says basically individuals who has, who have, I would guess, or I guess you would individual, who has a very negative or self-entitlement disorder outlook on life, in life. They're never happy and always want more and more. They're very, I don't know, your own wife? I don't know. I guess, I don't know, your own wife might be toxic. That's a crazy deal. Yes, Toxic City Tinny is in the building. Luke in the building. What's the motherfucking deal, Luke in Toxic City Tinny, man? You know, say a person that gets off to ruining other people's day. I can see that. I can see it. Because like I said, I think the definition, I think now it gets thrown around so loosely, you know, you kind of got to pinpoint it. I can see that. A person who is determined, and this is my definition, you know, I said the other day, some of y'all might have caught it, and I've said it from time to time again, that there's a difference between an asshole and a dickhead. And I'm not talking about biologically. I mean, hopefully y'all know the difference. Otherwise, I can get you in a lot of trouble. But when you're referring to people, an asshole is a person, I don't think an asshole necessarily has bad intentions. That's just who they are. But I guess a dickhead would fit similar the definition that Luke gave as far as a person who gets off. A dickhead like deliberately goes out of their way to fuck shit up. Like an asshole, it's just me being natural. I may just not agree with what you're saying. I may just not like what you do, and so I'm just gonna disagree. But a dickhead like deliberately, with all intents and purpose, goes out, is willing to go out of their way to inconvenience themselves to make sure shit goes wrong for you. To me there's a difference. And so people always ask what's the difference. Well, that's the difference in my opinion. But like I say, we're talking about toxic masculinity. And I believe if there's toxic masculinity, then there's toxic femininity. Or otherwise it's just masculinity and, you know, masculine and feminine. But again, you know, we live in a day and age where everybody's offended. I talked about that Democratic Socialist meeting. You know, to people like that, everything is toxic. Everything is bad. Everything is terrible. You know, we talked about the jazz hands. We talked about you're using gendered language. I could not have a rational conversation and say, hey, you guys mind if I step away from it? And then they complain about using gendered language. Like, I can't take those kind of conversations seriously. Like, because these are the same type of people who be like, well, then what about non-binary? And then I don't have time for that. Like, I'm about getting to the point of something. Let's have a solution, and then let's kind of move on. You know, let's get things done. You kind of deal with the nuances or whatever discomforts you kind of on your own. So, you know, what level is it really toxic? Like I say, is it, again, I think a good definition was, you know, hey, somebody who gets off on it. But now, like I say, you got people who are thrown around who are just naturally a certain way. And again, society is changing, not necessarily for the better. We talked about that the other day. But what is it really? Who is really being impacted? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, who is the person that is, who gets to decide who is really being toxic? Like, who's to say the person who, like, say one of the Democratic Socialists and say, we're having a conversation, and they tried to correct and change everything that I'm saying. Are they not the toxic one? Wouldn't I consider them toxic because they're the one, you know, kind of violating my way of being? They're trying to correct everything that I've known. Like, they may think that they're being impactful or beneficial or helpful. I may think that they're fucking annoying, right? So I think perspective plays into it, you know? I say gender is man, woman, and their sexual preference. Yeah, but then there's people who argue about gender. So there's people who tell you, well, there's 137 different genders. No, you know, I'm going to say no. You know what I mean? Hold on. Is folks in here snitching? No, let me see. Hold on. Is folks in here snitching? Let me see what's going on. So you look at that. Look at Kanisha. I thought you was a G. You over here snitching. I don't have to do no dirt with Kanisha. She gonna tell. She gonna tell like them hot girls, Summer City girls. What? People who didn't earn them, they did earn them. And Rashida snitching too. That is tough. I thought y'all was some gangsters. See, but they did earn them. They were all in here prior to the stream starting. I gave out early bird bonuses to everyone, so so I can justify my reasons. So everybody who was in here before the stream started got bonus pistachio. So it wasn't just Miss Bell, it wasn't just 335. D the Gamma got some also, Culture got some, and Do What You Like also got someone. So y'all tell him. What's Sweetberry gonna do anyway? Tell her to catch a square. I'm hating on everybody. I always offer early bird bonuses and various things if I'm sitting in here, if I'm actually on time, you know. I give song guessing bonuses and all that good stuff. So my thing is this, though. Speaking of toxic people, Miss Meat, very toxic. She Miss Meat has been plotting on soft sports since she's discovered it, right? What? Oh, no, I was in here, y'all wasn't chatting. The folks who was chatting and said hello and was congregating prior to the den before I clicked the stream button. I showed them some love. But my thing is this, like I said, that I do believe a lot of these people, and I've said that with a lot of these people who are trying to change this structure of society, I don't think they have good intentions. I don't think they're well-meaning at all. I think they have ulterior motives, but part of that ulterior motive is that they want to cause chaos, confusion, and discord amongst regular people. But again, not to get into that, you know. But I want to talk about how do you deal with these kinds of people in your life? How do you remove these kinds of people from your life when they could be close to you, right? They could be a romantic partner. They could be a family member. They could be a coworker. And I'd like to say it's easier than a lot of people want to make it, but maybe I approach things differently. Like my cut them off game is strong, right? It's extremely strong. My cut them off game is on 1,000. You know what I mean? I've done it before. I'll do it again. It's like I say, once you've had certain but I think maybe it doesn't work for everybody because, like I said, I've had certain things happen to where I had to weigh pros and cons and really look at stuff in life. What is more valuable to me? What is worthwhile? What isn't? And I just I cut a lot of motherfuckers off. So I guess I have no issue with that. So a person to me who is toxic or and I don't want to say beneficial because I don't want to sound like a user, but if you're causing more static in my life than anything that is, relevant, beneficial, or helpful, then there's no point in you being in my life. And I think if more people thought like this, because I think a lot of people, well, I've known this person for so long, so, man, fuck that. You've already given them that time. That time has already been invested. That doesn't mean that you have to invest future time in these people. There's people who are in relationships, well, we've been together for 10 years. Okay, well, you've been fucking up for 10 years. You probably need to cut it short before you waste another fucking 10 years of your life. You just gotta let people go. If you know that this person is more frustrating, again, like I said, causing more problems than benefits, let them go. I think, even if we're talking about parents, significant others, whatever it may be, there's a lot of people who have parents who don't want them to be better than them, or, and I think we got to get, again, let me clarify this, because you have parents who, we've talked about naysayers. You have parents who try to stop you from doing certain things, but to them, it's the best interest. They don't realize, your motives, your ambitions, or what it may be. To them, they think they're being helpful. But then you have parents who don't want any good for you because they don't want you to be better than them. There's parents who blame children for their outcomes in life. And so you have to remove those people. And I know to me, it's a difficult thing. People say, well, it's my only family.
There's a situation I remember being in and just said, I'm like, man, this person is horrible to you. They treat you like shit. They do nothing but talk shit to you. They try to undermine you every chance you get. They've never been good to you. They've physically been harmful to you. This person is not good to you. But the individual which I was speaking to was like, well, this is my only family, you know. Sometimes not having family may be better than having family. And it's a fucked up thing to say, but there are shitty individuals that you're related to. Like my family personally, my immediate or whatever you want to call it, blood family, I don't fuck with most of them. Don't really give a shit about it either. Like I have one or two of them that I like outside of my mom. I love my mom. I love Mama Honcho. And I talk to her regularly, but the rest of them, I may have a cousin, like one cousin I actually do like, but he be on some other shit sometimes. I may have an uncle. I have the ones that I don't talk to or I haven't talked to before the cutoff. I actually like them. I just don't ever talk to them that much. But when I move, I'll actually be a lot closer to them, so I'll probably spend more time with them. But they're actually doing pretty good for themselves. You know, I have one uncle. He's been kind of in and out. I like him. He's the only one that seems to have sense and not be. Sometimes he doesn't make the best decisions for himself, but I love him. He's a good-hearted person. You know, when people have a good heart, when they just do a lot of stupid stuff. But for the most part, I got a lot of family I don't fuck with. Just because I see their character and I know what they are. They're greedy, conniving, manipulative. You know, they'll step on you to get to a higher plateau. They don't really give a shit about it. They'll play, smile in your face and stab you in your back. So that's just me. I've learned not to. I don't give a shit. I will cut you off. I'm not losing anything. If it doesn't benefit me, if it's not helping me move ahead, if it's not putting me in an area where I'm educating, learning, or benefiting from anything in your presence, that makes me a better individual to be better towards others, you got to cut them off. And again, like I said, I know certain people, relationships are different, life is different for different folks, and family can be a tough thing because we preach the bonds, blood is thicker than water. Well, how thick is your blood? Some real thin, some real anemic families out there. You know what I mean? It's really tough. So, there's a couple of things I wanted to talk about outside of this. It's been a few. It seems like it's been a long time since we've been in the den, but what was it? Yesterday at 1 was the last time we were in the den. Seems like it's been forever. It was something I wanted to talk about, and I can't remember what it was. We talked about the Baltimore cleanup thing already. Angela be running off when we need to argue, because I wanted to argue with her about the Baltimore cleanup thing, and I showed all them pictures. She ran off talking about some class. I showed all them pictures. Yeah, it didn't look like a fake cleanup to me. People are mad about the Baltimore cleanup thing. It's something else that happened too that people are mad about. Something fucking stupid. Yeah, well, Professor True, you might almost be right, except I'm not even nobody damn home, goddamn. I want the freshness of the fresh fish, goddamn. But again, unbeaten, what's the motherfucking deal? So, look, Shannon, see, look, only one lie, you gotta step it up. See, Shannon trying to take your role as, Star Search, the acapella, you know what I'm saying? She's trying to take your role as the local singer. The cousin that put the Xbox in the car, I don't rock with that nigga, man. I don't know, like I said, a lot of them I don't rock with. Like, I have no problem cutting people off, and that's why I say, man, I try to be as respectful. If you fuck with me, I put it to you like this. If you fuck with me, I have like a long leash. Unless you're just doing some old conniving ass suspect shit, I fuck with you. We may not be in the best term, it may not all be like, but if you fuck with me, I fuck with you. Sometimes it may be from a distance or whatever, I fuck with you. But that's why I say I try to be highly respectful of people. I try to give more, I try to give as much as I can. But then when I feel like you fuck me over, you're trying to do me bad, or you're trying to play me, and I know that I've been genuine, or as genuine as I can be. Some people you gotta be a little different with. just let it go, man. Just let it go. What is it? What is it hurting? What are you really losing? If the person is no good for you, what are you losing? There's no point in trying to force something to be there that doesn't need to be there. So that's just kind of. I agree. Sanity takes priority over anybody. I agree. Kick it to the curb before they point. I agree, and that's the thing. This is what people got to realize. Like people, just like with some of these incidents that have taken place lately, you don't know what's going on inside of somebody's mind. They can smile, they can be everything in your face. Like I said, there have been times that I've dealt with some things and I've been hunky-dory. I've never had the intentions or, wanting to wipe out a bunch of people. But just been dealing with some real personal issues. We keep a fucking smile on my face, everything's hunky-dory, everybody's happy, high-fiving, having a good time, whatever. Wearing the mask. I talk about wearing the mask. Now, I'm not saying this happened now. I'm good now. But there were times that I wore the mask. People didn't even realize what was, going on in my world till certain things, came to fruition or happened. There's a lot of people who do that. And a lot of these people can be very toxic. So, you may think they may be giving you, like, where's Ashley, who gives her friend the bad relationship? Ashley's toxic. She gives her friends bad relationship advice. But in all seriousness, though, you don't know what people are thinking, what people are dealing with. And some people, they deal with their issues by bringing other people down to their level. Instead of trying to pick themselves up, they bring people down. And that's unfortunate. I'd rather try to motherfucking help people out as much as you can, man. But sometimes, we all got songs to sing, more to marry. All right. Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, man, because I was just sitting in here. Because I told y'all somebody called me a hater the other day, motherfuckers from burner accounts. Look, man, I was just thinking about that. I was like, man, that nigga Professor Trill, it seemed like I've been knowing Professor Trill for a long motherfucking time. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never met Professor Trill in my life. I was thinking about that. I was thinking about some other dim folk and just stuff going on, it goes along. Because got some plans here in the future. Like I said, once we get moved and get settled in, and I'm telling y'all, I haven't been pushing the den goal thing or the sauce goal thing as much because I kind of want to see how some stuff works out once I get to the other side. But because there are some plans, and this thing may become something sooner than later. It may take a little while, it just depends on how everything pans out. But I was just thinking about some of y'all, man, and just like some of y'all I've never met. A few of y'all I actually know from real life, and y'all have partaked in the conversation. Been knowing me for a while. But a lot of y'all, overwhelming majority of you guys don't know me from shit. And I told you that I've been working on this course for someone, and I've been fucking behind and delayed. I'm way back behind my deadline. I'm almost done with it. But I was just thinking about some of the things that I was sharing in the course and just thinking about my own journey to this point. And I just say it's a beautiful thing, man. And it's sad that people you don't know will support you in the things that you do more so than the people that do know you. But I understand, and I'm not mad about it or anything like that. But I often just like to take a little bit of time to say thank you guys, and that I appreciate all of you for for rocking with it. You know what I'm saying? But people are talking about like a children kid. Florida's very toxic, hate the state, country ass hicks everywhere. Oh. Come to Texas. Jacksonville. Jacksonville. Come to Texas. We're welcoming here in Texas. We love everybody here in Texas. Look, brother, I don't even know what flight react skills are. Look, you gotta state when you're talking about when do you have Honcho's football skills. Now, if you talk about between 15 and 22, maybe. Flight ain't got shit on me. Well, everybody except for Shannon, but everybody else is cool. Shannon, I don't know about Shannon. Shannon's a little weird. But let's get to it, man. Let me open up this line. Give me just a second. Let's get it tooted and booted, and let's get some combo going. Something else I wanted to say though. Something I want to talk about. I fucking completely forgot. I'll remember eventually. I got a question. If the den, imagine if the den like the den is right now. Say if this was transferred into the physical. Say the den was a club or a lounge or something like that. Would the den be a place that you would attend? I'm just curious. And of course, I know we're not all in the same place. We're not all in the same city. I'm just saying, if there was a place that was like the den in your city, would it be a place that you would attend? Okay. Sweetberry. Well, what if I gave out free pistachios, Sweetberry? What if I gave out literal pistachios? That's super funny. That's culture. You're a bit of a mind reader sometimes. It's uncanny. Okay. Anyways, what's the motherfucking deal, Trixie? Okay. Kenneth, I would definitely never let you in. I said, you go peep and see whatever you. Look, 335 will call. Say, Honcho, man. Who all there, man? Who all at the den, man? Okay. All right. Interesting. Well, yes, definitely. Okay. The den sounds like a gentleman's club. Wow. Well, then you're gonna hit the stage. We'll all throw pistachios. Sweetberry. I'll tell Ferocious to pull up and make sure he doesn't miss your set. How about that? Oh, good grief. Yeah, now, brother, don't worry. Brother, you'll never get in. Him or his awful impressions. They would just not quite make the cut. Let's see. Okay, cool. But let's see what the motherfucking deal is. Testing. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have called into the den this evening?
What's up, man? This Kenesha.
What's happening, Kenesha? What's on your mind?
Man, so what's up with this timeout shit?
What you talking about? What happened?
Yeah, what's this timeout bullshit?
Man, you got timed out?
I guess.
I don't know. I didn't see it, I'm gonna be honest. I don't ever time anybody out.
Say what now?
I said, I don't know. I mean, it had to be one of the moderators. I don't time anybody out. I don't believe.
Why the fuck would one of the moderators time me out?
I don't know. I have no idea. Did you say
Was it Trill fucking ass behind them damn 20 pistachios? He is a hater for real.
I really have no idea. I really have no idea who typed you out. I could go.
He's so fucking disrespectful.
Why is that? Why is Trill disrespectful? I don't believe that.
He just typed in the thing. He did it because I got his pistachios.
Oh, I guess that sounds. Okay. So, yeah. Well, are you still timed out, or are you free now?
No, I've been timed out for probably about 20 minutes.
Okay. So my thing is, are you?
That's bullshit.
How you could implement that in real life? That's bullshit. You're mad.
I am mad, Craig, because I couldn't do the raffle. I couldn't fucking answer the question. Yeah, I am mad, but I got something for him because I believe Trill coming to Vegas. I see him in his face.
Uh-oh. I don't know if she's strapped or not.
No, I'm flying to Vegas, baby. I ain't got time playing with TSA, checking in no fucking guns and all that. We not coming to Vegas strapped. I ain't tripping on none of y'all.
You might have a plug, or you might know somebody. I don't know. You sound like you might be connected. You might know somebody, man.
Nah, I'm good. Miss Me, it was Trill hating ass. Disrespectful bastard.
Okay.
He get on my damn nerves. I just let him back in the in crowd. Now he back on the fucking outskirts.
Damn. Just got back in, already back out. Ain't that
Just got back in. See how they do?
That's sad.
That is sad. It's tragic. It's tragic.
So, Miss Kanisha, how do you deal with toxic people?
Jason, baby, I couldn't say hi to you because Trill hating ass had me timed out. How you doing, man? How you doing, Jason S? Did you have a good day? Shit. Justice for Trill, really, Shannon?
See, I'm telling y'all, I'm telling y'all gotta.
It's hard out here. You gotta guard your shit from Sweet. You can't accidentally take pistachios from Trill. It's rough in this group.
Yeah, I'm telling you, these people are toxic. We talking about toxic people. The group is toxic. This is a bunch of toxic people in this chat. How do you deal with these toxic people?
I don't. Fuck them.
Oh, that's tough.
I mean, nobody's bringing no negativity in my space. If you a toxic person, you're not right with yourself. You can get from around me.
Okay. So you don't deal with toxic coworkers or family members?
At all. The only toxic family member I deal with is my daddy, and that's because I got to. That's my daddy. Other than that, nah, no cousins, no friends, no brothers. I ain't got no fucking sisters. No aunties, no, I don't care who he is. If he's toxic, go over there with that. Toxic people, they bring you down. Like, who got time for that?
Some people like being that way. Why do you think some people like being just down? Why they like being, I don't want to say that people like being depressed, but sometimes it seems like people gravitate towards negative feelings.
Can you hear me clear? You choppy again?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. All right. I don't know. But I like this topic. Up to you. After you look like you, okay. I like this one.
So this is better than the porno topic.
Yeah, I don't think I'm ever get over that. I don't know. Why you pick this? Hey DJ.
Somebody had mentioned something along the lines of this the other day, and I said that I actually have a list of old den topics. We had actually talked about this a little over a year ago. This is August, so that was shit damn near like 15 months ago. And so I was bringing back some old topics when there wasn't really a crowd in the den, and so I just kind of wanted to see how some people would respond to some of these topics. And now that the den actually stays on topic more so than it used to, just kind of want to see how people respond to some of these conversations.
Okay. So what would make a person toxic to you? Like, what would be a toxic person? Define a toxic person.
To me, a toxic person is just someone who's always looking at the negative side of everything. Welcome, Miss Thang. You are the newest den folk. A person who's always looking for the negative aspect of everything. You know what I mean? Like, right. You're trying to have a good day, they're going to find out, well, everything can go wrong, or they're going to point out all of that. Or people who just kind of get off on people being upset. And I know that because people in soft sports call us negative and toxic and all that shit. But there's a reason for that. There's a legitimate reason for that. But just people who just again, like I say, just who don't want good for anybody. To me, that's how I feel. Like they don't want good for anybody. Like I don't like
glass half empty people. Okay. I guess that's cute. I don't know. I don't fuck with them. I don't got time. I don't do negative. I don't do Debbie Downers. I don't do anger all the time. I don't do always got something crazy to say or going through. I don't do none of that. I'm not bringing that to the table, so I don't want it in my space.
So, Dan said you have to leave. Toxicity will kill you in the long. I agree. I do agree. I agree with that 100%. That
should have make you old fast.
Shout out to Dan Strong, man. Appreciate the Benjamin love, man. I definitely agree. Like I don't, and that's why I say I don't understand how people get into that energy. But I guess if you're going through something and maybe you just have a series of unfortunate events take place, that it can become you. Like I said, I used to be a negative person, so I could probably see where I used to be toxic. But I wouldn't call it toxic because I just didn't fuck with people. Period. I mean, even when I was like in a band, I just really didn't fuck with people. So it wasn't about bringing everybody else down. It was just like really just kind of staying on myself, minding my own business. But you know, I think toxic people they need that energy. They try to spread that bullshit ass energy. You know, and that's.
How the fuck is you recruiting people to be miserable like you? Go sit your miserable ass down somewhere. Not you, Honcho, like you toxic people.
Yeah. I don't know, but I mean, they do. And that's why I think a lot of this behavior that we're seeing, a lot of these, I won't say not like, some of these movements that are trying to change the way we approach stuff and do certain things that we've been doing for so long in society that try to say, oh, you're wrong for thinking like this or you're wrong for this. And, you know, when you talk about, like I say, the term toxic masculinity and all that type of shit, I think that those are people who are trying to recruit other people to think like them. And unfortunately, it's working on a lot of people.
That's crazy. That's crazy. If you're going to share brain, share one that work. That's crazy. You got to. That's the problem with the world. Too many people sharing broken fucking brains. But that's another topic for another day.
So, you say you just cut them off, you leave it be, and don't deal with it.
Right.
What is the most toxic situation that you say you've ever dealt with, or a person that you've ever dealt with?
I don't know. My auntie pretty fucking toxic. Every situation dealing with her is something from a home front or a dude front or a child front or a job front. You ever met a motherfucker every person they meet, they find something. My auntie, bringing around somebody, like you can't take her nowhere. You can't bring nobody new. You literally have to have a conversation with this broad to bring somebody new in her life. Like, cause everything is she finds something wrong in every person, every situation. She always got to dispute every conversation. I can't even go into particulars. It's everything about my auntie. This baby got toxic stamped on her forehead.
That's tough. And that's funny because it seems like the people who have a problem with it, when it's not, it seems it is. The people who have a problem with everything are generally the problem.
Right.
And that's the crazy part about it. But for some reason, they can't realize it. Why do you think it's so hard for people to realize that they tend to be the issue, not everything around them?
Because she delusional. Like when you create this fucking bubble and then you move in there, you're not getting them out. There's no error in her way. It's nothing you could do to make her see it, to make her understand it. This baby, somebody could walk up and everybody in America could like them, not have a problem with them. I promise you my auntie gonna find one. It's crazy. It's crazy. I don't know. But I didn't call to talk about this topic. I called to address being timed out.
Okay. Well,
you know when I call, I got an issue. It's really about the fucking topic.
Okay. Well, by this time you should be out of time out. You should be good to go. And just don't put no heat on Professor Trio. He's a good dude.
Man, I can't control what that broke ass bot do. Tell him time to fucking bot out. Don't come at me. Shit.
Okay. All right. Well, Miss Kanisha, I ain't gonna hold you too much longer, but I appreciate you calling in and sharing that and addressing your issues.
Yeah, thank you. All right, I might call back later. Let me listen in and see what some people got to say. I know Ms. Bell probably trying to break through that motherfucking phone.
Yeah, I'm surprised she wasn't first today.
Oh no, I was waiting. I needed to find out who did that.
Okay. Well, thank you for calling, Miss Kanisha, and hopefully we'll hear from you soon.
All right, man. Bye.
All right. Cause Miss Bell had it on lock. She had a streak going for a little bit, rivaling any streak that Roman had. She took over the line for a minute. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
I'd like to make my return.
Return. Who is this?
I won't say the name, but I think
How do you return if you don't say?
know.
How do you say
you're making a return, but you can't address who you are. You Batman? Like what
Well,
the hell?
because only the den OGs would know.
So you just doing it for the OGs. You're not representing for the new folks to be introduced into the legend formerly known as.
Let's not. Let's respect our privacy, all right?
As long as you ain't got no paper bags going on or no weird shit, you can have your own privacy.
But I like to speak. Well, I like to provide some. I guess some laughter, some happiness. Counterintuitive to the toxic topics of.
Okay. What you got?
All right. So, what goes in hard and dry, but comes out soft and wet? No guess?
No, I'm not participating in shenanigans.
All right. Well, gum. All right. Nothing. All right. Let me think of another one. Hold on.
Are you reading from a list of jokes?
No, this is my own jokes. I have my own comedic. Hold on. Let me see. What does the receptionist at a sperm bank say as clients leave?
I don't know what she said.
Thanks for coming.
It's the laugh. It's the laugh that made the joke. It's not even the joke. The joke was terrible.
All right, hold on. All right. How is sex like a game of bridge?
I don't know how is sex like a game of bridge.
If you have a great hand, you don't need a partner.
You would probably be have some level of expertise on that, right?
No.
Interesting.
All right. What do you call someone who refuses to fart in public?
Smart. I don't know. Well, what do you got there?
A private tutor. I mean, I have to get you a crack cup at least at one. I mean,
that's tough, man. I'll give you the receptionist one just because of the laugh, the level of corniness. And I'm a corny person. I like corny stuff, but some of these are real tough, bro. Real tough. And you got
all right,
one more. You got one more.
All right, I'll end it with this one. It's a story kind of joke. All right. A guy is sitting at the doctor's office. The doctor walks in and says, "I have some bad news. I'm afraid you're going to have to stop masturbating." The guy says, "I don't understand, doc." The patient says, "Why?" "Because," the doctor says, "I'm trying to examine you." All right, I'm going to go.
Yeah, just try again next time. And
all right.
that wasn't itchy.
Love you 365.
Oh, goddamn. I'm going to be honest. Those jokes were terrible. The dating stories were much funnier. Yeah, that's tough. That's real tough on that one. Whew. Chief calling in to tell us that this ain't it. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Who we got called into the den this evening, man?
Oh, you better buckle up, Honcho.
Uh-oh. Oh, yes. I was previously given a warning. Okay, so let's talk about it. What's on your mind? Let me get a stretch in. Professor Trio, what is it that you would like to speak on this evening?
First of all, it just happens to be so ironic that it was Kenesha. This is how this works, okay? Y'all can steal, rob, plunder, do whatever y'all want to do to everybody else. But if you fuck with my pistachios, I'm clapping back at your ass. Don't expect to run up in my crib and steal my shit and then get out unscathed. Now, if you a mod, can't really do nothing to you. But if you everybody else in the chat, Hey, it is what it is. A dog eat dog world. So back up on off my shit. So, side note, and the timeouts, people, is only 5 minutes. You call in and say you've been timed out for 20 minutes. Come on. I can only time you out once. It's for 300 seconds. Do the math. 60 seconds is a minute. So leave that alone. Now, if other mods time you out on top of me, then yeah, it adds up. But she only got timed out by me. But anyway, I digress. Man. I'm gonna deal with this conversation first before I get to the meat and potatoes. I have been called toxic a few times in my life, and I always think it's by people who don't really understand what the definition of the word means. We got this culture nowadays in our society where we tend to view things to the extreme that really are not to the extreme. Do you understand what the word toxic means? Toxic means that if you are in this area involved with this chemical or whatever it is, it can literally kill you in a matter of minutes, hours, probably not even days as far as when something's really toxic. Like, it can really, really fuck you up. Somebody's opinion on some shit you said or some shit you doing, is that really detrimental to your health and your well-being? No. If you're sensitive, okay, maybe. But if you're not, why do you even give a fuck? Look, everybody ain't gonna like you. You know what I'm saying? It's just that simple. Everybody don't like me. I get it. But I don't call them toxic because they don't like me or because I don't like some of the shit that they say. So just because you have a difference of opinion don't mean that that person is toxic. They just have a different mindset than you do. So that's just not the same. Now, if you got somebody that's trying to steal your life from you every time you come into contact with them, that's toxic. So people just really need to look in a fucking dictionary. Or you could even use Wikipedia. You got Google on your phone. As soon as you touch the internet button, it sends you straight there. You could look up the meaning of toxic. People just be reaching with this shit. I just don't understand it. And I understand, you know, some people, y'all want to have a positive outlook and everything. I get it. That means you're an optimist. You got certain people that's a pessimist. But sometimes you people could just be unrealistically optimistic. Just like somebody can be unrealistically pessimistic. I always say you got to find some kind of balance somewhere in the middle where you understand the hazards and the dangers and you understand the possibilities. You're looking at both. You're not just looking at one side. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm just saying I'm just going to succeed no matter what. That sounds beautiful, but that's not reality. That's not how this works. If you just go on and put all your eggs in one basket and don't have a backup plan, which a backup plan is just basically saying if this shit don't work, I at least got this to fall back on. That's not being pessimistic. That's being smart. So it just depends on how you want to look at it, man. But people just trip me out with this shit. Anyway, I'm gonna get to the meat and potatoes. And Kenesha, I would like to thank you for making me want to do this. Now, I did basically it was kind of a short poll, and it was with black men. And it was the call that she had the other day with you, Honcho, where y'all were discussing the differences between the three different types of women. The ladies, which we love, the hoes, which we like, and the bitches, which we can't stand. Now, Kenesha, I also want to preface one of my comments with, I think you might have me mistaken for P-Paid. I don't really know how this works. I don't know how y'all keep doing it. We don't sound nothing alike. He don't be saying the word bitch. It's me. It's me. So aim your ire toward the right person. Leave Prepaid out. He is married, but he don't be saying the bitch word like me. I say it all the time because I see bitches all the time. Okay, this is what it is. But anyway, I did a poll, and I really was curious as to what percentages of women did we think were bitches, what percentage did we think were hoes, and what percentage did we think were ladies. And we came to this conclusion. Now, again, I polled nothing but black men. Here are the numbers. 65% of the female population are bitches.
That caught me off guard. I was thinking hoes. Okay.
25% of the female population are hoes. The other 10% are ladies. Now, I know this is going to get y'all riled up. Oh, y'all don't know what y'all talking about, all this other shit. Look here. All we can go by is what we've experienced and encountered. Okay? That's all we can go by. And we came up with these numbers. And I was like, nah, like, come on, man, that shit don't sound right. Like, it's got to be more than that. But then I really just started picking out different women that I know, their attributes, the way they do things, the way that they handle things, and I started dissecting it. And this is how I kind of came up with a definition to separate between the three. The ladies, which we love, they are the ones that exhibit the highest sense of femininity. Oh, I probably fucked that word up, but it's kind of hard to say. But they're extremely feminine. They do handle their business. They don't constantly try to rock the boat. They like a good smooth sailing. And as long as you sailing with them and you acting right and you doing what you need to do, everything is cool, the seas is calm and everything. And then you got the hoes. Hoes are honest about what they are and what they do. Now, if you confuse a hoe for something else, it's on you because the signs are always there. They might not just come out directly and say what they are, but they make it pretty prevalent what they are. It's pretty fucking visible. Okay? So if you fall for it, it's on you. Now, bitches, this is where I think Kanisha was, her definition of what these are different. And I respect that. That's your opinion. Cool. I'm not saying that you're wrong or nothing. This is just what we came up with and what I came up with personally as far as definition. Bitches are hoes that expect to and want to be treated like ladies, but they not. And they are not only hoes, they are the bottom of the barrel, worst of the worst, conniving, scheming, backstabbing hoes, which is the worst kind of hoes. They the hoes that don't want to be known as hoes, but they are. So they the ones that be pulling all the shenanigans and all the stunts and getting niggas locked up, put in prison, getting niggas killed over bullshit, jacking niggas, doing all kind of shit, drugging niggas, let them fall asleep and then robbing them. That's what bitches do. Hoes ain't gonna do that. Hoes just gonna take the money right out your wallet in front of your face because you owe her. It's just that pretty much simple. So we broke it down in that, and that's the percentages we came up with. 65 bitches, 25 hoes, 10% ladies. Now, I know y'all already on 10. We couldn't not do the fellas. We had to, just for it to be fair. We came up with 3 categories for the men. You got the no good bitch ass niggas. We all know who they is. Then you got the cucks, the simps, and the beta males. And then you got the good alpha male, handle his business, take care of his kids, all that, good man. We came up with these numbers. And this is men. 70% of all men are no good bitch ass niggas. Yes. Yes. And we debated this shit for over an hour.
Damn.
20%
Damn.
of all men is the simp, cuck, beta male. And only 10% of all men are real good stand-up niggas. That's what we came up with. And we was doing it, and I was like, you know what? Because I really do think from men compared to women, we got more of the worse off motherfuckers than women got. And that's the truth. That's the honest to God truth. Now, in the women's defense, it wasn't always this high. All this feminism shit, all this shit done kicked off, and it's a lot to do with men. We the ones to fault of why these women are like they are. We are. because now some of them was in certain positions where they had to be the man. You know what I'm saying? And ladies, if you're not really understanding, we don't want to be in a relationship with another nigga. I don't want a woman to think like a dude. I want you to think like a woman. You know what I'm saying? Because I can think like a dude. What the fuck I need another nigga for? I got partners and shit. They cool. I got kinfolk. They cool. If I need another nigga's opinion, but I don't want you to be looking at shit from the same side as me. I need you to be looking at it from a different angle, so we can have more of our bases covered as far as they're concerned. I know that's really simplistic, but it is that simple. We don't want a female with male tendencies. We don't want a woman beating on her chest and shit. We don't want a woman to roar. I'm sorry. I don't need that. I don't. If I'm the king of the fucking jungle, why I need you roaring in the background? No. This ain't Destiny Child. I don't need a backup singer. I don't need that. But back in the days, women were more feminine. You know what I'm saying? They held more of the traditional womanly role. And, of course, women were married more because that's what men was looking for. And men are still looking for that. But then you got all these no good bitch ass niggas who happen to be most of our population saying otherwise because they don't want that. That's not what they want. They want just some pussy. So it don't matter what three categories you fall at from the woman's side, he gonna hit it all, regardless of how it turned out, regardless if you have his child or not. You don't give a fuck. But for some strange reason, you women are always falling for this nigga. And the reason I know that is because y'all say it yourself. My baby daddy ain't shit. He a no good ass nigga. He don't have no job. He don't help take care of his kids. So why did you have this nigga baby? What attracted you to that nigga in the first place? Knowing the qualities that he had, why was that so attractive to you? Why didn't you go get this other little, maybe this beta nigga who love you for the rest of your life, take care of you and any nigga you have, any child that you have from any other nigga you fuck with, but you don't want him. Which he could be a good man. You don't want that. You want this other nigga that's exciting. That's going to take you on this roller coaster ride. But just like every roller coaster ride, you got to get off that motherfucker at some point and get back to reality. It is what it is. It's just a ride. So, and looking at the numbers, especially from the men's side, if you take 10 guys that you meet, ladies, 10 guys, out of every 10 guys you meet, 7 of them are probably going to be no good ass niggas. And I think that sounds about right. 2 of them will probably be niggas that you would deem as a lame, soft, or a pussy ass nigga. And you got that one dude that you might not fuck with that might be a real good dude. You might not like something about him. You might not like how he look. You might not like the car he drive. You might not like how he dress. But he's a good man. But you pass him up. Because you might not know he's a good man on the surface. And you didn't dig a little deeper to see exactly who he is and what he about. Now, the same thing goes for the men, too, on the other side. But the more I thought about it, the more the numbers, it just kind of fit. It really did kind of fit. So, out of 10 women, 6.5 of y'all are more than likely to be a bitch. Or if you're not a complete bitch, you exhibit some type of bitch behavior. I think that's accurate. One of y'all, well, no, it's 2 of y'all. 2.5 of y'all are probably some hoes. Either just outwardly, slightly undercover, or whatever like that. But you got some hoe tendencies. And maybe 1 out of 10 of y'all is a lady. And you look at the other ones and how they deal with they foolishness and shit. And you know the bitches. Because they always cackling about some shit, always getting into some shit, you know what I'm saying, getting drunk all the time. You know them. You might go out with them every now and then. You know what I'm saying? And then you got the hoes, which the bitches talk about. Because they envy hoes. Because the hoes are just out there and ain't got no shame in that game. Now the hoes come to you and tell you what the bitches talk about. It's just like a fucked up cycle. It's just like, damn. And the more we broke it down, the more it just made fucking sense. It's just how fucked up society is. Now, how do we get all this to return back to where it was? I don't know. I'm not sure if it could ever turn back. But I'm sorry to say, ladies, I'm sure that it's more than 10 women in the den. And according to the percentages, 6.5 of y'all are bound to exhibit bitch behavior. I'm not calling nobody a bitch. I'm just saying, if you act like something, you're more than likely going to get called something. That's all I'm saying. I'm not pointing no fingers at nobody independently. These is just numbers. This might not mean shit to none of y'all. This might just sound like the ramblings of a madman. But really, we really sat up here and logically thought about this. We put pen to paper. We even called and got references from other people from different parts of the country. I even asked a few random people at different truck stops what they thought. Well, they were all black men. And what they thought. And the numbers were staggeringly similar. Not exact all the time, but staggeringly similar. And I'm like, damn, so it's not just us that's running into these type of women all the time. And as much as y'all ladies want to defend all other women, you know that these type of women exist. So either you could just leave it alone, agree or disagree. It's up to you. So what do you think, Honcho?
Whew. My only disagreement would be maybe with the male numbers. Now, I'm not disagreeing on the 10%. I really think the beta bitch ass kind of, not, well, because you got bitch ass, hoe ass, the bitch ass niggas that have bitch ass nigga tendencies. That means, deadbeat daddies and all that kind of shit they want. So I don't want to confuse them with the more beta male category. I think there's a lot more of, almost maybe a lot more, but I think that the beta male type category is a little bit higher than 20%. Like,
I think it is, Honcho.
You think so?
I think that's pretty sound, because you got a lot of betas that try to present themselves as the bitch ass niggas. Mm-hmm. They have those tendencies, but when you get down to it, or when they get into a relationship with a female, then that's when you can see the beta side. But they got to present that rough exterior so they can get the women. And then once they get them, now they want to treat them all good and shit. Like behind closed doors, there's a bunch of niggas like that. They basically closet betas, but they exhibit all the bitch nigga tendencies. So we're kind of for that too. Like, nigga, this went on for hours, bro. This was a deep conversation. So we talked about all different kind of niggas, man.
So the closet betas get put into the bitch nigga category? Are the closet betas put into the bitch nigga category?
They can, because they exhibit that behavior. But I'm talking about the ones that are just pretty much the betas, the cucks, and the simps. The ones that are just naturally there, and a woman know it when she first start talking to a nigga. She know it's like, oh, this nigga soft as fuck. Like, you just know. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers, the Russell Wilson type niggas, you just know. Like, it ain't no debating. And it's not, those are not as prevalent, because you got some of them that's like in the mix of both, and some of them that's both. Now, the difference between the ladies, though, and I was the one that said this, like, the dudes, they could exhibit both behaviors, like the bitch nigga and the beta shit. But the women, the bitches and hoes line is a real straight divide. It's a real divide, because the hoes is kind of like the upper echelon. The bitches take the lower end of the totem pole of the hoes and down into the cellar. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because they exhibit that behavior too, but they just the worst of that. Period. Because they scandalous. Like, hoes ain't really scandalous, because they ain't got to do nothing secretive. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the women are separated more than the men are. The men are just kind of like this conglomeration of shit. Just fuckery. And it makes me sick, but it's true. I really feel it's true, because I just really start thinking about all the niggas I know and niggas that I fuck with, and the majority of them, it's so bitch ass no good niggas, man. I'm just keeping it a buck. I think the men is worse off than the ladies, just to be honest with you. I think we are, and I think the ladies are worse because of the men, and that's the bad part. But like, it's our fucking fault.
I think it goes both ways, though. But how much of it is like a domino effect? Because I was thinking about, as you're saying, how the men can exhibit both kind of tendencies, right? But how many of these niggas start off, and you might be right, because I think the beta category should be higher. But you have a lot of niggas who start off in that beta kind of category, get with a chick, she turns out to be a bitch. Then after that, it scars him or changes him. Then he becomes more of the bitch ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? So I think that explains that. Then he becomes a bitch ass nigga.
That's why the bitch ass nigga is more prevalent.
And then he
That's
creates
precisely my point, because some betas will stay betas, regardless. Because you know damn well if she leave him and go out and fuck a bunch of niggas, he will take her back. That's a true beta simp ass. Like, come on, Honcho, you know what it is, and you ladies know too. Y'all know men like that. You can't do no wrong. That motherfucker will love you forever. Period. It's men out there like that, and they not as prevalent as the bitch ass niggas, but they more prevalent than the real good men. Because I hate to say it, but good men are hard to find. Like good stand up niggas, and like you don't even fuck with a lot of niggas. Like, how many niggas you really kick it with? Like, how many niggas would you let go in your house while your gal there, and then you dip out, go handle something, and come back? It ain't that many niggas you trust like that. They wouldn't try to shoot at your gal. Like, it just ain't that many niggas out there, Honcho. It's not. It's not.
Yeah, there's very few. Very few. So I agree with you on that. I definitely agree with you on that. That's tough, man. That's tough.
It's extremely tough. It's the definition of tough. And I know I'm going to take a lot of shit from this, but hey.
I don't know. I think
ladies,
a few people who kind of agreeing with you. Some of the ladies that have had some agreements. Some of the ladies been quiet and ain't said nothing. Some of the ladies have had some agreements, and so it's going to be interesting.
But if you disagree, or if you feel like the numbers are skewed in any kind of way, call in and let your voice know. Because I just want to know. Like, I want the opinions. Like, because, we not right. I mean, come on now. But it's just what our experiences. This is the numbers we came up with. And I just couldn't believe how fucking close all the different people were. Just, like, on the same shit. And I'm like, well, damn, is it really this bad? Is it really this bad? And I think it really is. It really fucking is. A lot of people just fucking dying lonely, man, just because they can't find other good people. You know what I'm saying? So it's fucked up.
So we got to figure out a service that can put the good niggas with the good women. But honestly though, those type of people get picked up quick. I think they
very quickly.
And so I don't think there's really like
very quickly.
So that's interesting.
Yeah, because those type of women are married.
Yeah, absolutely.
we was talking the other day. Matter of fact, it was in the Den Facebook when I wonder who was it? Was it DeMarcus? It was somebody posted that video of that woman talking, and I knew right off the bat. I say, with her talking like that, she not single. And then he was, nah, she married. I said, I knew, because only a married lady would have that kind of thought process. Niggas was gonna stick to that for a lifetime. Quickly.
And there was some lady, some female person came in. I ain't nobody married. Shit.
Yeah, you crazy. And men know too. You know when you meet that 10% of ladies, because we always say, be like, you know what? She marriage material. You know what I'm saying? That's wifey right there. Like, niggas know, and no good niggas won't fuck with her because they don't want to fuck her up. Like, some of them have just at least that much decency within themselves to not want to fuck her up. Because they be like, you know what? She's going to make somebody a good wife, like, just off the rip. And you know when you meet one. You know. The ones where you got to try to figure shit out. Okay, is she fronting? All this old shit. You know what I'm saying? It's different. It's a whole nother game.
Okay. That's interesting. So we're gonna see what the people think, man, because I think those numbers are pretty interesting, and I can't necessarily disagree, and I guess with the explanation of the beta, the true beta versus the transitioning bitch ass nigga, it definitely it adds some light to it. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, but that was my call, so I'll see what the fallout is.
Well, I appreciate you calling that, Professor Trill, and let's see where this goes. I'm very interested.
Yeah, and the moral of the story is, don't steal from Trill, goddamn. I'm like Minesweeper. You clicked on the wrong nigga and your shit blowed the fuck up. That's exactly what it is. Stay out my stachios. Especially you, Shannon. Back your ass up. Phone out of here.
That's tough.
All right, then, Honcho.
Really. Appreciate the call, Professor Trill.
All right.
Man, that's tough, man. Minesweeper, as a matter of fact, I ain't even got the game. Where is it? Let me see if I can find me a bootleg Minesweeper. Minesweeper used to be my motherfucking game. Let me see if I can find it before I forget. Minesweeper and fucking Ski Free. Like, I'm OG Windows. Y'all don't know about that. Y'all just don't know nothing about that shit right there. I'm OG Windows. You feel me? Sorry about your ears there. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
Hey, it's Belle. I'm running late tonight.
Well, how are you doing, Miss Bell? It's good to hear from you.
I'm doing fine, but it was great to hear. Is it Keisha? And I just heard Trill.
Yes.
Both had some great points. Trill, you are... I don't even want to go into that poll because it was just whack. I mean, it was fine, but it was kind of whack. What I do want to point out or make a point of what he said earlier was that men expect or want women to be women in a marriage. Now, is Trill even married?
No. He's married to the streets.
He what?
He's married to the streets.
So what the fuck does he know about marriage? Because honestly, in a marriage, it's partnership. Because if you tell me my job is to be barefoot and pregnant in the house, you're going to get slapped. Now, on the other hand, I got no problem using a lawnmower, but I still expect my husband to take out the trash. You see what I'm saying? Now, if I cook a meal, he can wash dishes. It's a balance. Now, that's the shit that pisses me off about people who've never been married or in a long-term commitment. Because they say that women have to be women in it and men have to be men. When you're in a positive relationship and it's quote-unquote not toxic, you're a partnership. And that's a hell of a lot different than me, man, you, woman bullshit. That's stuff for dating. That's stuff for getting to know each other. Yeah, women, you know, I don't know. I've always been who I am, and I'm not changing that. Do I fall into the hoe category? Hell no. But the point is that I'm not laxy-daisy and just let shit ride over my head either. Now, back to what the topic was tonight about being toxic. I think there's levels of toxicity. I think there's what they call relative toxicity and friendship toxicity. Now, family, you kind of can't get rid of. You can just ignore the fuck out of them. Friends, if they're that toxic, yeah, it's time for them to go. And one of the things I've learned as I've gotten older, you know, this is one of those, my experiences, is that I don't fuck with people as much as I used to. My circle of friends and acquaintances is far smaller than when I was in high school and college or whatever. Because I'm not into jumping through hoops to find out whether or not that person's going to be loyal or that person's not going to be there. You know, there's a saying a friend of mine had. She said, I can do bad by myself. And you know what? I tend to agree with it. I'd rather enjoy my own company than somebody's going to be toxic and make me miserable because they can't stand their own company. And that's just kind of my bottom line of it. Okay, got a question for you. You're in a long-term relationship. Do you think that women should have a woman's place in a relationship?
Do you really want me to answer that? Or do you want me to give the PC answer?
No, I want you to be honest, because if you expect it from others, then I guess I get to expect it. That's where the standard is.
No, my thing is this. I think every relationship is different, and so I can't say, you know, somebody else's standard is going to be my standard, but I do want a woman that's going to be feminine. I'm not expecting cooking and cleaning and doing all that every time, but I think that there are characteristics that a woman must possess for me to even really be interested. I don't really care for loud, boisterous, over the top, you know, I don't want to say energetic. Just, I mean, I need rational. I need feminine. I need. I can understand emotional in certain situations. I mean, that's just part of a woman's nature. But there's just certain behaviors and certain characteristics that I'm just not keen on. Some people like it. I'm not a big fan. But
Drama free is something that I enjoy from the male perspective too, because believe it or not, there are men with just as much, if not more, drama than women at times.
I'm laughing. I'm good. I ain't gotta watch myself. I'm already committed, so I can say some off the wall shit. My old lady knows.
There you go.
I'm a little dysfunctional. But no, but it's seriously, like, you know, my thing is that I believe that roles have changed a bit, but I think there still are standards. I think there still are certain things that need to be handled. But again, like I say, when it comes to handling certain issues, it's my duty that I feel like as a man that I have to, and I think she expects that of me. And so there's certain things that I feel like if she has expectations of me, that I have expectations of her as a woman to handle or to be in a certain position, you know. So that's just kind of how I look at it now, without getting into too many specifics. But
No. I definitely get you. But the thing is that the biggest part of that is communication. And sometimes, like you said, there were certain things my husband did better than me. But when he found out I could actually do them better than him, he ended that shit right back to me. I was like, damn, I hate when that happens.
that's how he's supposed
So you got to be careful what you wish for, or the person that can actually cook but refuses to because they want the other person to do it. I mean, that's the kind of jacked up shit that I can't handle, is the fact that when they're capable of it and they choose not to do it. That's just petty ass bitch shit. And guys do it just as much as women do it.
No, I don't believe that. No way.
Yeah, then you're not living in the real world either. On the same note, I mean, there's times I've refused to do stuff because I know they're capable of it. And it is what it is. Anyway, that's kind of sort of, the toxicity bullshit is, I think Trill and, is it Kenesha? Is it, am I pronouncing it right?
Kenesha.
Is it Keisha?
Kenesha.
I think she had a lot of good points about the toxic stuff, is that you just got to walk away. You know, and the hard thing is to find out sometimes you can't when it's family and you have to stay there. I mean, I've had some family members that were just unbelievably toxic, and you just got to deal with what you got to do. But on the other hand, ultimately, you have to choose you. And that's all I'm going to say on that, is that you have to choose you. If that person is so toxic that it endangers what you're doing for you, then my suggestion is to walk away. Because it can get fatal. And Trill was right. Toxic is toxic. I mean, why do you think that they have big caution signs on trucks when they've got toxic chemicals on them? Because they could kill you. Well, if you're in a relationship, whether it's family or whether it's romantic or whatever, if it's going to kill you, walk the fuck away. You know, it's not worth losing anything over. You know, it doesn't mean we don't sacrifice in relationships, but when it goes beyond a healthy boundary, it's definitely time to walk. And I don't know. I'm so far removed from thinking about any of that stuff right at this point. But you got any questions for me?
No, I don't think I do.
Cool. Nice quick night. All right. Want my pistachios, and I'm good. And thanks for the early ones. And I wasn't the only one.
Thank you.
And they were more bitching than they were snitching.
Hold up.
But hey, they'll get over it. It's time for them to step up and make some calls in and you know, do their thing, do what they got to do. So and sometimes you don't know where it's haters or toxic, and so I'm just going to leave it at that. Okay. And I'm all good with that.
Well, I appreciate you calling in, ringing the bell. Thank you for calling in, Miss Bell, and sharing your thoughts with us this evening.
All right, good night.
Okay. Definitely no questions for you, female pimp. It's already tough reading your comments in chat. I don't want to encourage you to do too much more. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we have calling in to the den this evening?
Miss Bell. Okay, I guess we got to go through this one more time. I really don't get how some people would say this shit. Well, if you've never been married, how you gonna speak about a marriage? Do you realize that people that are professional marriage counselors that are single, but married couples go to them to help save their marriage? Do you not understand that fact? There are football and basketball coaches out there teaching grown men and sometimes young men and women how to play these sports, ain't never played the sport in their life. You got analysts that get on TV all day and talk about these people playing these sports, ain't never played the sport in their life. So there's a whole bunch of aspects of life that go on that people don't have that direct knowledge of shit. And just for a simple example of something, and I'm going to steal this from Steve Hotstetler because it made too much sense. I've never flown a helicopter a day in my life. But if I look up in a tree and see a helicopter caught in it, I can clearly see dude fucked up. Now, I don't know what happened, how he got there, but I know that's not right. I know it's not right. So why do I have to have experience flying to know that he fucked up? I don't, because I have common sense. You don't have to be married. If you've been in any kind of long-term relationship, what's the difference between a long-term relationship and a marriage? A piece of paper. I've said this before, it's the same shit. If you move in and you live with somebody, it's the same shit. Relationship is a relationship. Period. Period. I don't get that. I never understand how people always try to use that as an excuse and or a defense, because it's not a good one. It's really not.
Okay.
And for the record, Honcho and I, every phone conversation we've never had, and Honcho, you can attest to this, y'all have heard, or you can hear if you go look into the salsa and the den. We don't conversate outside of this. Period. So none of this shit is scripted. We are not in cahoots. None of that. When Honcho and I just happen to see eye to eye for some reason, we just got this uncanny thing that, well, I get you, my nigga. Like, I feel you. I understand where you come from. Even if we disagree sometimes, we still understand where the other person's come from. Now, more so on his side understanding me than me understanding him. I'll agree to that. Because there's certain shit that I still don't get, but I don't know how that is. I guess that's why we get along so well or whatever. He understands my personality, and I understand his. Because some of the shit that I be texting a lot, y'all just don't know. Honcho be laughing because I be knowing exactly what the fuck he be doing, and I'll be exposing him, but I won't put it in chat. Yeah, I know what he be doing. But for some reason, we just connect like that. We cool like that. So anyway, Miss Bell, I love you like a play cousin. But it's just certain that one aspect of the argument I didn't agree with. The rest of it, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. I understand. But it's not as difficult to explain or to come up with the reasoning for it as you may think it is. I understand marriages are difficult, but being in a relationship with anybody is fucking difficult. Period. Especially when you're two different people. It's all difficult. Our relations are strained. But, and I'm going to say this too, I don't give a shit if y'all don't like it. Men are better at relationships than women. So it's a fact. It's a fact, and it's across the board. How many women, including yourself, do you know have had the same friend since childhood? It's not very many of y'all. Normally, somewhere down the line, you motherfuckers have turned on each other. Either something happened, it was involving a bar, or some mess that was said by another bitch. It's always something. Niggas will grow up with the same nigga and be cool with that nigga forever. When we say dog like 4 flats on the Cadillac, or that's my ace boom coon, we mean that shit. Like, that's been my nigga from day one. We ain't let now bitch come between us. We ain't let now no fuck nigga come between us. That's my nigga, and gonna always be my nigga. If he don't get no bigger. Come on, Honcho, you know what it is.
Oh, yeah, I already know.
So, yes, men are better at friendships than women. Because a lot of y'all motherfuckers is some backstabbing, low-down, conniving bitches. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it.
That's tough.
Some of y'all don't like your own kinfolk because of some shit she done pulled on you. Like, come on, man, be real. Be real. Straight up.
I done synced it.
Straight the fuck up.
I done synced it. Man, look, man, exactly. I've been rocking with Baker Man since middle school. And you know it's got to be some facts when Broderick agree with Trio, so you know it's got to be some facts then. Shout out to Broderick, what's the motherfucking deal? Because they don't agree on nothing.
Because, I mean, if two women get into a fight, them hoes will be enemies for the rest of their life.
Yeah,
Two niggas will get into a fight, them niggas will be drinking and smoking 15 minutes later. That's just the way niggas do.
Man, look,
That's the way we do.
women will break up a friendship because they go out somewhere and have the same outfit on. You know, niggas will be like, hey, you know, oh, I see you, man. And niggas will congratulate or compliment each other's style.
Yeah, nigga, you sharp than a motherfucker, man. Yeah, you too, but like, jokingly, women know they take that shit serious. Competition.
Man,
they be ready to spill a drink on a bitch. Like, really? Like, what nigga you know spill a drink on another nigga just because he got the same shit? Like, come on, man. Y'all women crazy as hell.
Let me borrow that shirt. You ain't lying. Oh, man, but that's true. I got a question for you, though, Trill. Biker mice from Mars or SWAT cats?
Say that again?
Biker mice from Mars or SWAT cats?
SWAT cats? Fuck you mean?
Okay.
I didn't even watch that biker shit from Mars. I didn't watch that shit. I watched the shit out of SWAT cats. Them cats was gangster, nigga. They did the upgrade of Sanford and Son. They took all the junk and made some fly shit out of it, literally and figuratively. Goddamn, shit. That's coming up from the fucking bottom, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What about Mighty Max? You fuck with Mighty Max?
Nope, never.
Wow, you ain't fuck with Mighty Max. Mighty Max was like that shit was actually like a drama cartoon. Like it would be some. Mighty Max was tough, man. Like Mighty Max was like.
But he was a fake Mighty Mouse though.
Who? Mighty Max?
Mighty Max. Yeah, he was Mighty Mouse, bro.
Nah, when he threw the hat on and he would.
Honcho.
Come on.
It's a fucking mouse that can fly and strong as shit. That's Mighty Mouse, bro.
But no, but what I'm saying is
That's why I ain't watch it.
But Mighty Max, what did Mighty Max did was he threw the hat on and he would like, cause he had the little bird and he had the bird Virgil and he had Norman the swole little partner.
Fake ass Mighty Mouse, man.
Mighty Max, I don't even remember what Mighty Max power was. He threw the hat on, didn't he like go through the little portals or whatever?
I think Atomic Ant could have took him straight up. I think Atomic Ant would have fucked Mighty Max up. Straight up. Atomic Ant with that nigga. He had that white helmet and all that. He would have fucked that boy up, man. Straight up.
That's tough, man.
I didn't like a lot of the spin-off cartoons. Like, that's just like asking me if I like Power Rangers. Fuck no, I'm a Voltron nigga. Hell no. Power Rangers some fake-ass Voltron.
They're watching Digitron and what was that? VR Troopers.
Yeah, them niggas tripping with all that shit. Like, nigga, the 5 lions, nigga. If it ain't a lion, it ain't shit. Straight up. Fuck out of here.
That's tough, man. Okay. All right, that's a wrap. That's a wrap. I can respect that opinion, man. I can respect that opinion. They're originals. All right. Man, that's tough. Okay. Who the fuck is the time again? That's throwback shit. That's some throwback.
Yeah, fact. But anyway, I'm gonna go and get off because I do want to let other people call in. But shout out to Miss Bell. Even though we disagree on that one point, we still cool. I ain't gonna hold it against you.
All right, that's a bet. Let me see. That's a bet for Strip. Appreciate you calling in, man.
All right.
Hold on, let me see. Word? Mighty Max only had 2 seasons? I swear it seemed like Mighty Max was on for a minute. Mighty Max, if they gonna make a movie out of it, they need to bring back Mighty Max. I don't care what nobody says. Mighty Max was live as shit. To me, personally. You get since we, picking up the color of character, you get the Rock to play Virgil and shit. My bad, I apologize for your ears. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we have calling in to the den this evening?
You know what? I can't. I really can't.
Oh,
The
man.
only people that say stupid ass shit like the only difference between what he said, marriage and a long distance relationship is a piece of paper. The only people that say that type of dumbass shit is people who have never been married and probably will never be fucking married. You cannot hold weight to a wife versus a girlfriend of 20 fucking years. Look what happened with that lady Richard Pryor was with. What they were together for 28 years while he made his money. She bought the house. She picked the house that they lived in, that they was in when he died. And a week after he died, his kids made her get the fuck out and they sold it. Because a girlfriend of 28 years don't hold water to a wife. Trill. If you stop speaking to your mama and you move on with your life and you live with your girlfriend for 10, 15, 20 years and your girlfriend and your mama don't get along and your girlfriend know that you couldn't stand the ground your mama walked on and you go your ass to the hospital and gotta go under and your mama walk her ass up in there, your living girlfriend of 20 years can't make a fucking decision. Your mama got the final call because your wife become your next of kin. Not your living girlfriend. I don't give a fuck how long y'all been together. They just changed the laws and made it to where living couples could give each other benefits. Up until then, a living girlfriend ain't holding nothing. She ain't worth nothing but free ass and services. And once you're gone, you're gone. Your wife is taken care of. So yeah, it's more than just a piece of fucking paper with his simple-minded ass. That I don't even know where to start with the shit Trill just called up in here and said. Like that shit was so far beyond me. For the amount of people that agree with him, I I can't. That whole phone call blew my mind. It blew my mind. This baby, I you know what? Honcho,
I'm just letting you vent.
you
I
know
ain't
what?
even finna, I'm finna let you do your thing. I ain't got that. I'm just
I
letting you, you do you.
I this baby done upset me so bad. I can't. I'm probably not even coming back to the den no more. This might be my last night. I can't. I can't. You could give her power of attorney. No, you could give her your last name, and you could make her your next of kin. And in the eyes of the law and Jesus, make her more than a living piece of ass. Because that's all a girlfriend is. You can live with her for 20 fucking years, but you can't give her your name. You could be with her for 12 fucking years, but you can't make her wife, make her your wife. You don't put no girlfriend on no same pedestal as no motherfucking wife, but only dudes who's never been married and probably will never be married will say dumb shit like that. Period. Only difference is a piece of fucking paper. Get the oh Lord Jesus. I really can't. I just really can't. I cannot. That baby, he really has blown my mind tonight. He done said some bullshit before, but tonight, baby, he's the winner. He's the fucking winner. Cause that don't make no damn sense. Yeah, you gotta sign a piece of paper to give her your last name. You right, baby. You right. You can have that one. You can have that one. But that bullshit you just talked about makes no sense. Power of attorney, exactly. Power of attorney is based on law. If you want this woman, if you respect this woman, if you love the being of her soul, you got to. You've been with her for 12 years. Why not make her your wife? Why not? Oh, because a living girlfriend for 12 years is the same thing? It's not. It's not at all. Simple minded fucking names. I just needed to call and say that. He pissed me off. Because that ain't make no sense. That ain't make no sense. Not at all to me. At all.
So
A
when do
piece
you
of fucking paper.
so when do you cross that threshold? When do you know that this person is supposed to be your significant other? You're supposed to commit to this person in the eyes of the law.
I don't know. I don't know how to tell. I knew when I knew my husband was gonna be my husband. I know people know when we in the same room You see what I'm saying? My aunties, his grandmothers, friends, families, they feel love when they're around you. You know when somebody's meant to be your spouse or your mate. And you give them that respect and you make them your mate. Ain't no nigga about to call me his motherfucking girlfriend for no 5, 10, 15 fucking years. What the fuck wrong with the women that allow that shit? I can't tell you when you know. You know. I knew. I guess my husband knew. He stepped up. I just smoked a whole pack of fucking cigarettes listening to him spill that stupid ass shit.
What kind of
A
cigarettes?
piece of fucking paper. That boils my blood. It boils my blood to hear somebody say the only difference is a piece of fucking paper. Well, go get it then. Go get it. Stand up and be a man and go get it. You're going to have a woman, your girlfriend, for 10 years. She's stupid.
But what if she ain't exhibiting wife quality? What if everything else is good? It's just something missing that you're hoping that she'll adapt to before you make that commitment? What if she has a habit
Baby,
or
if
something
something
that ain't
missing,
no good?
if you ain't found what's missing after year 5, after year 10, after year 12, get the fuck out and find somebody else.
Sometimes pushing that reset button is hard.
Pushing that reset button is hard. And I'm a firm believer in, instead of going from dude to dude to dude to dude, you got to relearn what he liked physically, mentally, sexually, reinvesting that into somebody you spent years of your life with. But the end goal is marriage. It was a time men courted women. It was a time marriage was the goal before getting in your ass.
Yeah, that hot girl summer fucked all that up.
I don't know what's this fascination you have with this hot girl summer and these naked ass, twerking ass bitches, but you got to move past that. You ain't going to find a real woman in the equation. I promise you that.
So what about the numbers that he
And
said
the one
when
y'all
he called
love
in?
to talk about, the one y'all love to hate on, the one y'all love to negatively comment about the most. Guess what she is today? A fucking wife. That nigga might be running through the mud and fucking everybody that walks past him.
So right there. So what you just said. So what value is that? If this motherfucker still, yeah, I put a ring on it because I can afford it, or it's a business transaction because we both got money. It makes us look good in the eyes of the entertainment news and all that other shit. But I'm still running through and fucking these hoes. What is it? So what doesn't that devalue the marriage?
You know what? With celebrities and these entertainment people, marriages may be more of a, even with politicians, marriages may be more of a business deal than for love. But with regular, everyday people, get the fuck out of here. First of all, niggas ain't making that much. I don't know a nigga make more than this bitch. Not one. They ain't making that much for them to be talking about women out here marrying for money and even going back to that child support shit, using child support for a come up and all. Like, get the fuck out of here. The net worth of niggas ain't shit compared to women today.
I don't know. Oh no, that's a tough one.
It is tough.
I can't
It
say I
is
completely
tough,
agree
and
with
that's
that.
not even. I didn't even call to go into all of that. It's just for the unmarried, and you know, for those that's probably not gonna never be married. It's more than just a piece of paper. It's more than just a piece. Period. It's more than live with a woman for 20 years and then she passed and you go try to file for some type of benefit and see how they laugh your stupid ass up out the office. You slam a piece of paper on the counter and you ain't got to open your mouth. You sit back and you wait. A piece of paper could be burnt, but you still the next of kin. You still his better half. You still his rightful being. Not a 20-year girlfriend.
But what good is all that when women are the predominant
I don't know.
presenter
I don't know.
but
That's true.
women initiate divorce more than men. Like, what is it? Like 65-70% of divorces are initiated by women. And the primary cause of these divorces are no longer being happy. So doesn't that devalue marriage? Like, so I thought a marriage is the goal of a marriage is to entertain a woman. Is that what it's supposed to be all about?
I feel like the reason the statistic is higher for women filing for divorce or initiating divorce is because more and more, day for day, women are learning their worth. And once you know your worth, once you know you, that's the difference from having a man because you need one and having a man because you want one. You see what I'm saying? They not standing for that bullshit no more. Let me tell you, my grandpa, and this is probably not, is not gonna paint my grandma in a flattering light at all. So my grandpa have 8 kids with my grandma. He got 13 with his wife. He took care of both families. That's the 50s and the 60s. Women had to deal with that bullshit. Today, they don't have to, and they're getting out. And you need to get out. You have to get out because I'm not about to stay unhappy. I'm not about to sleep at night wondering. I'm not about to worry. I'm not about to be questioning nothing. I'm gone because I don't have to.
But if it favors you to get out because you're going to get, benefited by it more likely, a woman will get benefited by it more financially than a man will. Isn't that incentivizing divorce?
Wait, hold on. No, Heidi, that's not what I did. I would never throw my grandmother under the bus. I love my grandmother dearly. And when my grandpa died, my grandma passed 3 weeks later. She grieved behind that married ass man that she was with her whole fucking life. So no, I didn't throw her under the bus to take a shot at Trill. Fuck Trill and that bullshit he was talking about. I'm just saying it's a difference from women then and women today. That's the reason why 20, 30 years ago, the divorce rate, the statistic was higher from men filing than today as opposed to women because they got the sense to get the fuck out. They know better.
Okay. So then don't that make the paper and everything worse? It's supposed to be till death do us part, not till I'm unhappy, or once you make a commitment, you're supposed to honor that commitment, right?
It is supposed to be till death do you part. But when it comes to the point where you taking away pieces of me, I got to go.
Like I say, it sounds like, and I think this is what the most modern men feel like, these situations favor women more than it does men. And I think that's why the situations are the way they are now. And, I can understand the 20-year and long-term girlfriend thing and all that other stuff. But if a woman is happy with her situation and she's accepting it, I mean, who's to judge, her situation if she's okay with it?
Right. And that's her daddy's fault. He ain't raised her right.
Because isn't it now, like, what is it, especially like in the black communities, like the majority of women aren't or have never been married?
Right.
So how much
in the black community, they aspire more to be a baby mama than a wife. Bitches is giving niggas babies to keep him or to say she's that one, as opposed to a marriage license that he volunteer, that he want to give you his name and himself to a baby that anybody could do blindfold by accident. The fuck out of here.
Okay. Very interesting. Very interesting. What kind of cigarettes you smoking?
Cool.
Now stop smoking that shit.
I'm not going to stop smoking no cigarettes till they tell me. When I could get in my car and smoke a blunt without worrying about Mr. Officer fucking with me, I'd never light another cigarette.
Man, you better go. Y'all ain't got the CBD place and they don't one up here in Houston. I'm kind of want to go check it out. It's like,
Yeah, they popping up all over, especially since they done legalized in January. They made that CBD shit legal here. And them stores is popping up everywhere. Yeah. I don't want that.
Go get you some
I don't
CBD,
trust that.
Man. Go get you some, man.
I'm good. I don't need that.
Go get you some CBD.
I'm good.
They pull you up like, nah, Mr. Officer, you can hit this. It's all good.
Nah. I don't want that. I don't want that at all. I'm smoking my cigarettes. I'll be happy smoking my cigarettes.
Man. Put them cools down. Them cools ain't cool, man.
Well, that's a man's choice to say. Fuck.
That's tough.
I'm serious. Honcho, I quit. I'm not coming back up in here.
Oh, you gonna come back? I got your phone number. I'm gonna call you back. I'm gonna call you. I'll call you. You see me
don't
do it.
Don't fucking call me. Guess what? It don't cost but $15 to change your number, baby. I'll change it tomorrow. Don't fucking call me.
Man, quit! Don't waste that. Donate that $15 to the den. Don't waste $15 changing the number. Shit.
I ain't fucked up about donating to the den.
I'm gonna call you. If it go too many days and I don't see you, we're concerned. We den folk care about one another. And you know what I'm saying? You got you can be absent for up to a week, and then if you go on too long, it's time to check in. We got to see what's going on. We got to see what's happening. You know what I'm saying? So Look. All you gotta do is look. No, I ain't gonna tell you to smoke another pack of Cools. Fine, get your little glass. What you drink? What you prefer? What's your drink? What's your drink of choice?
I like tequila.
Yeah, well, get your little tequila. Get your little what's the Don Julio? You know, get your little glass.
Nah,
What's
I
wrong with
like
that?
Evian.
Oh, you think you're Young Jeezy? Yeah, okay. But do get you some Young
Nah,
Jeezy.
we not like Young Jesus. I did not even know that he was associated with that tequila. I got it a couple years ago from work. They got it from me for my birthday, and that was the first time I tried it, and it just got me. I like Milagro too. And I started drinking that by accident. We was up in there looking for some cheap tequila, Camarina or something my sister drank. And we was in the tequila aisle, and I liked the bottle that Milagro was in. So I was like, this is cute. I'm about to buy this to sit it on the boat. And it's smooth. It don't burn. It go down easy. You wake up good the next day. So
I don't know that shit. But okay, that's tough. Well, get your little Malaga, get your little miracle. You know what I'm saying? Sip your little glass of miracle, calm down, and you'll be alright. You'll be all
no,
right.
I quit. I'm not
No,
coming
ain't
back.
no
I
quitting.
quit. I
Ain't no
can't.
quitting. No, ain't no quitting.
It is quitting.
No,
It is quitting. Who was trying to quit yesterday, giving all their damn pistachios away? We could quit.
They wasn't no quit shit. They just wanted to quit the game. They wasn't trying to quit the den. They was just trying to quit the game.
Well, we could quit.
Ain't no
We could
quitting.
quit.
Ain't no quitting.
We could quit.
Look, you're setting a bad example for the youth when you quit. You know, there's some young minds in here trying to grow up to be good adults in society. You show them that it's okay to quit, then, you know, hey, you know, what they going to grow up to be? They're going to grow up to be quitters and losers. You don't want to inspire them children to be.
You just told me stop smoking. That's quitting.
That's adjusting temporarily. You know what I'm saying? That's starting a new life free from the cool smoke. You know what I'm saying? That's that is.
I can't fucking stand you.
I ain't saying nothing wrong. I'm just telling you the truth.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, I just had to call back to say how I felt about that piece of paper comment because it bothered me.
Okay.
It bothered me.
Well, I'm glad you called in and you shared your opinion on that. And we're going to see how some of the other folks think. 'Cause I seen some ladies say something different. I seen some fellas say something different. I seen some people agree with you. So it'll be interesting. We'll probably take one or two more calls and see how it all panned out.
Okay.
All right, well,
All right, man. Good night.
I appreciate you calling back.
Bye.
Bye. See, look, you know. Look, dear for you. I gotta understand. So I ain't never stalked. I don't think I ever came across no coochie good enough to stalk, but this is a good conversation. So I'll stalk y'all. I'll come find y'all. You know, I'll do a reverse lookup on some of these phone calls and you know, reach out to a friend or two. We gonna figure out what's what. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
What's going on, Honcho? It's Big M.
My favorite Mexican. What's happening?
What's up, bro? What are you up to tonight? Why do you love getting that girl just riled up as much as you can?
I didn't do anything. What did I do to get her riled up? I didn't do anything. I didn't say anything. All I did was answer the phone call.
Do.
I do nothing to nobody.
No, you're like, oh, so you think that's a man's fault? Like, you definitely poke.
Did I say that? I didn't say that. All I do is ask questions. I don't blame. If y'all notice, like I said, I'll give y'all my recipe. If y'all pay attention to what I do, I ask questions. That's all I do. That's it. Sometimes now I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I guide the questions, but I just ask questions. That's all I do.
I think Trill had a point. Kenesha has a point. Belle, I don't know. But does a piece of paper matter? Of course it does, because then she owns half of your stuff if you have anything. So it does make it a bigger commitment when you decide to marry a woman. You know what I mean? Like, then she, everything that you have, and usually if you're ready to marry a woman, you're ready to put a child in a woman. So it changes things. But if you're of Trill's mindset, who doesn't think that piece of paper matters, he has a good point too. Like, if he's willing to do all of that, if he's willing to put a baby in a woman without marrying her, and that literally is just a piece of paper to him, then that makes sense too. Like, how long have you been with your woman, Honcho?
Who knows? You have to ask her. What about 3 years? I think.
So you know how long you've been with your woman.
Yeah, it's somebody. I mean, you'd have to ask her. I think our dates are different, but no, about 3 years, something like that, close to 3 years. Let me see, what is this? 2019 going on.
What's that?
This is 2019 going on 2020, so close to 3 years. Um, yeah, about close to 3 years. So I would say.
But at a certain point, you like, I don't know if you want kids or not. Most dudes are willing at a certain point to have a baby with a woman. Usually that's at the same point you're willing to marry a woman, when you're willing to put something into that relationship. So to me, marriage does take it to another level. It doesn't necessarily, like the piece of paper that you sign doesn't necessarily matter that much. It's more the meaning behind it and what you're willing to give up if you decide to fuck up for that woman. Sorry, mess up. I can't say that word.
Yeah, you can. You say whatever. That's free range.
But it goes like way deeper than that, because marriage is a weird thing, man. Like you can have, not only when it comes to kids, but just marriage in general. It becomes a weird thing because you're telling that person you're going to be with them forever, and like Trill was saying, men are more loyal than women. But right before that, he said, "Oh, you wouldn't leave anybody in your house with your woman." There's very few dudes, because dudes definitely have more long-term friendships with other dudes. But women are way more emotional than men. Like, my wife loves me in a way different way than what a man can love a woman. They love harder than men do in a shorter amount of time. Dudes are willing to. A dude is like logically thinking about it, like, there's like 7 girls out there that can do what this woman can do, but why do I pick this woman? Where women just love emotion. They're like, this is the best dude I've ever met. I want to be with him for the rest of my life.
I could agree with that. I definitely agree that men and women do love differently. Women are insane and men are logical. Yes. So what about you, man? So when did you know? Are you married, Big M?
I married my high school sweetheart. I've been with my wife for 14 years, since I was, 17.
Okay. So when did you know that you were going to fully commit to this woman?
So me and my wife, well, I messed up all throughout my early 20s. I was a huge piece of shit compared to her relationship-wise my whole early 20s. So she broke up with me, and we stayed separated for an entire year. I dated other women. She dated other men. We did our thing. And I don't know what happened that I called her and was like, hey, could we go hang out? The night that we hung out, after the year apart, I was like, man, her positives way outnumber her negatives. Like, she is truly my best friend, on top of being somebody that I want to have sex with all the time. So that's when I knew, like, that I wanted to start a relationship with her. And then when I saw how she was, I saw her motherly instincts, her womanly instincts. It definitely changed things for me. And I was like, look, this is a woman I want to marry. She's going to be a good mom. She's going to be a good wife. And, like, people make it sound like Miss Bell was like, oh, do you think I should be barefoot in the kitchen? Like, no, I don't think you should be barefoot in the kitchen, but you definitely should cook a meal when I come home for dinner. My children I should never have to worry about my child's welfare with you. I should understand that you're going to be a great mom. I'm not doing the dishes in my house, but my wife's not pulling the weeds in my house. I'm not washing clothes in my house, but my wife isn't working on the air conditioner when it breaks. Like, I feel like there's definitely male roles and there's definitely female roles.
Okay, that makes sense. I mean, it definitely makes sense. I think that if you have defined roles within your relationship and y'all both are okay with them, I don't think anybody is to judge, You know how your relationship. I don't think there's any set protocol. I think that's the problem with a lot of people too. They when they go externally for advice in certain situations, people apply their way of doing things to a different relationship. And some people are willing to accept certain things. Some people embrace certain things. Other people detest certain things. And sometimes you get information from a person who may detest the thing that you're doing, and they give you bad info, and that can cause problems. Okay, so after that, how long after y'all met back up after a year? How long after that did you was it before you proposed?
Man, I waited 10 years to propose, to actually like get married, and mainly we moved in together after like 6 years. We lived together for a couple years, and then I was like, these are the qualities that I want in the woman that raises. When I decided she would be a good mother is when I decided I wanted to propose to her. But like Kenesha has a good point in all of this as well, because I didn't want to marry a weak woman. Like, I didn't want to marry a woman that I was like, go make me a sandwich, and she's like, I'm gonna go make him a sandwich. Like, I don't want that. I wanted somebody, a partner in life that was like, hey, look, bro, you're messing up. You need to straighten up. You need to do this, this, and this, and I can do the same for her. Like, I definitely wanted a strong woman in my life, but I didn't want a woman who's like, I'm gonna go out and work no matter what you say. I don't care what your opinion is. My kids can go to daycare. Like, I didn't want that either. Like, there's a balance between what like Kenesha and Belle say to what Trill says. Like, there's a big gap in what they're saying, and there's like a middle ground, which I feel like works best for most people.
All right, interesting. I'm gonna be honest with you, Big M 335. That's the same. That's funny too, because I was thinking the same thing. This is like the most reasonable call Big M has ever had. I'm just like, hey, he's not so bad after all.
99% of the time, I'm just messing with people. Like, it's hilarious. People take that chat like it's gospel. People are like, oh my God, he said this. This means he hates women. Or he said this, he hates black people. I'm like, bro, it's just jokes. Like, obviously, Honcho didn't graduate 8th grade, but it's just supposed to be funny.
I
like,
just missed
it's
the
not
ceremony,
supposed
bro.
to be
I graduated. I just missed the ceremony. That's all. All right.
Bro, you didn't. Just like, like Kenneth is one of the funniest dudes in the chat.
No,
but he's obviously like 16 years old.
No, Big M, don't say that. Don't even inspire that kid. He's
Bro, Kenneth is funny.
Kenneth
he says funny things, but he's obviously like 12.
Wow.
He's a kid.
You were on fire, Big M. I mean, you were on fire. I mean, you were a fucking ghostwriter. You were the man, and then you just fizzled out all of a sudden out of nowhere.
Hey,
Kenneth
is funny. Heidi is clearly a tranny. She's hilarious, but she's clearly a man. DeMarcus is Charmin soft. Like, the minute you say anything about him, he's gonna ban you. And your dude that's known you since kindergarten or whatever, since elementary school, whatever that dude's name is. Bro, that dude put me in timeout like 4 times for just making fun of him.
Yeah, I think he was getting your goat. I'm gonna be honest, you were doing great, Big M. I'm just the Kenneth thing. I can't get over that. That's
Bro, you're
terrible.
just saying that because I'm Mexican.
No. I like Mexicans. You're a different kind of Mexican, though. I like.
Bro, I hate you on another level. I hate you on another level. You're probably the worst corner of YouTube, but your chat's hilarious. That's the only reason you stay in.
Well, I appreciate the hate. I appreciate the hate. I work hard for this hate. If only other people could appreciate that. So I work hard for this hate. Okay, so I appreciate that.
I could tell.
And I just ask that you respect Heidi's pronouns until we figure out exactly, what's going on.
I'm gonna call Heidi Zim in the chat from now on.
Okay, I think that's
or Z or whatever the correct pronoun is. But I'm 100% sure Heidi is a tranny.
Well, you got what it is. Don't tell your old lady, but if you subscribe to her Snapchat for a mere 25 cents a month, it will help feed starving kids in impoverished countries, and she will show you her butthole.
Bro, you're out of control, Honcho. But I'm gonna I think there's at least one other person that wants to call in because they were all in your chat about it. So I'm gonna let you go. You have a good night.
All right. Well, Big M?
Kenisha's right. You should marry your woman, bro.
Okay. I will consider it. I will definitely consider it.
All right, man. I'll talk to you later.
All right, Big M, appreciate the call, man. Like that was like Big M had like a 94% good call, like 94% good, and then just at the end that Kenneth, I mean, just really just that part just kind of blew it up. Kenneth, don't you got to like go to bed or something? Don't you got school tomorrow or some shit? I didn't even know Kenneth was still in the chat. Kenneth is not funny. Kenneth is not amusing in the slightest. All right, this will be our last call of the evening, and then we're going to wind down, get to 2 hour mark. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening?
You know it's rough when I got to call in twice in one night to clarify myself.
Represent. Set it
Shit. Okay, first of all, the last caller, was it Big M?
Yes, Big M.
Let me clarify something. I was a traditional wife. I did the cooking, the cleaning. I also had 2 kids. Yeah, he did the outside stuff. We chose that for which our jobs worked well for, where our strengths were, where our weaknesses were. That's what we worked out. Now, there's things I absolutely hated, taking the trash out. He was good at it, so he got that job. You know, there were things he hated doing, like folding towels. I did that job. You know, and so we worked it out for what works best for us. Now, did I make meals for him? Yeah, I got up at 4 in the morning when he was working construction and made sure that he had all of his stuff for work, and when he came home there was a hot meal. But I was also going to school and pregnant with my kids at the same time of doing that. So what I am a little frustrated is where is the role that when the women are doing more at home and they're still out making the bacon and bringing it home, there's got to be some balance there where, you know, the guy comes home and he does things. Well, my husband did. He would do all the yard work. He would do all the car stuff. He would do those kind of things. So, yeah, that was our balance. It was traditional. I know it's sounding like I'm trying to defend it, and I'm not. But there's been a point in time when I raised both my kids by myself because my husband was ill. And so I had all the jobs and all the hats. And it becomes easy to get resentful when you have a partner that can't do anything and you've got to do it all. Now, I'm going to refer back to something that was said with Kenisha about, she was talking about divorces, and you were talking about divorce. And I will say this. I think that it's easier because you said that women file more than men. And I think that Kenisha was spot on when she said when a woman knows her worth, she won't stay where she's not being treated worthy. Today's day and age, women don't have to tolerate a man having a side chick when they treat the side chick as equal as they do the wife. Now, a certain celebrity female that we know is going through that shit on television. And when she decided to walk away and divorce him, you know, people were like very supportive of it. And the other thing is, if a person, male or female, and you're in a committed relationship and you're not getting treated, not what you should be, but generally what you're worth, and it becomes toxic, it really is time to walk away. Now, Trill's ass, since he's never been married, he doesn't have that experience, and he made the comment, you know, there are people who go to marriage counselors who have not been married. I'm not one of them. I'm not stupid enough to ask somebody for advice who doesn't have any experience behind it. But I get why people would, because they just do. It's like going to a child psychologist who's never had children, who's not a parent. There are certain experiences, unless you've actually walked a mile in those steps, you have no fucking idea what you're talking about. And until you've walked the step of being in a committed relationship with a piece of paper, then you have no idea what the hell you're talking about. When I met my husband, 1 month after we were together, he got down on bended knee and asked me to marry him. I chose not to marry him for almost 5 years later because I wanted to finish my degree. And I did. And I married him. And we were together for 23 years. Now, the other part of it is that when you do get married, it's more expensive to walk away. And it goes on both sides. You know, we talk about cheating. Cheating happens on both sides of that coin. It's not just the men, and it's not just the women. But who wants to stay in a marriage or a commitment when there's another either person or another addiction or something that is not keeping that couple as a couple, that there are interlopers in the situation? You know, I don't know if it was Kenesha or somebody was talking about the fact of, you know, being boyfriend and girlfriend and the mothers having more rights than they do as a couple if something happened when you went in the hospital. Absolutely. I dealt with all that. I dealt with stepchildren who wanted to step in, but since I was the wife, they had no choice. And I made the decisions of what my husband wanted. And had we not been married, they would have been able to take over and make all kinds of decisions that he wouldn't have wanted. So, yeah, there is a big difference when you're partnered up with somebody and you are legally married to somebody. But I also know for a fact that there is a couple that they've been married for like 15 years and they only live together for 2 months and they've not seen each other because they live in separate parts of the country. And it's like, how can you still be legally married after all these years? You both have your own lives, your own girlfriends, your own boyfriends, or whatever, but you've never gotten divorced and you're happily into another relationship. Now, that's something I don't get. You know, if you want to be in a solid relationship, why let a past relationship have hold on you? Because honestly, until you grieve and let go of the relationship that your past relationship was, mentally you're still fucking in it. As somebody who is grieving the loss of a loved one and who has lost loved ones, it's all part of that. You know, we just want to move on without any strings attached. Well, I'm sorry, but every relationship is going to be a string in your life that you're always going to remember for good, bad, and different, whether it's toxic or whether it was a lifetime blessing. And I'm not looking to jump into that particular situation anytime soon. And Kenesha was also right. You have to take time away from the last one before you decide to get in the next one, if you ever decide to do that. And it's important to stay with somebody that treats you what you're worth, but it's also more important to walk away from somebody who doesn't. And I think tonight's phone calls were really fantastic. Everybody had good things to say. And Trill, I don't hate you either. You like a cousin, you know, like you said to me, you know. But I don't have much else. You got anything for me?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
That's all I got. And I donated your pistachios.
But yeah, and Kenesha, you need to stay because I need somebody to back me up. She's got a lot of good thoughts, and I'm appreciative of her calling in too.
I mean, all up in Dallas and everything, you know, we're going to let her make it, but I don't go that far, you know.
And some of you men are all right too, you know, and y'all have your moments of being just all right. But like I said, there's just certain things you can't speak about unless you've had that experience, you know. Oh, and let me use this as an example. Do you think any man can explain to somebody else what it's like to give, how to birth a child?
Yeah, absolutely. I can tell you how it works. It's like,
yeah.
I'll explain after this call. It's pretty simple, actually.
I'd like to see you give that talk with experience because you've birthed a child.
I can tell you. I mean, I know how it works.
You're so full of shit.
I got the science and everything. It's super simple.
It's all good. All right. Have a good night, Honcho.
All right, Miss Bell. Thank you for calling in.
All right. Thanks.
Man. All right, that's gonna be our last one for the evening. It's past the 2-hour time, and I know some other folks are trying to get in. I don't want anybody to say I'm being biased. I just take the first call after the last call. Couple of things. Having a child, right? having a child is like, you ever have to go number 2 and it's not the most comfortable experience? I mean, it's just terrible. Like, just one of those terrible twos. I'm not talking about toddlers. Just one of those terrible twos. And it's like screaming in pain. No, I wouldn't say screaming in pain, but it's very painful. And then when it's all said and done, you question, you wonder, like, how did that happen? That's not the way that's supposed to go. You wonder, how did they get out of there? Maybe TMI, but y'all all done it, so I don't care what y'all saying. We're all human beings. And that's exactly what childbirth is like. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong, ladies. Prove me wrong. Let me see. You look like you got a woman just to hide the fact of the ability. Well, gosh darn it, Big M, you figured me out. No, I'm not talking about entry. I'm talking about exit only. A couple of things I did want to address though. And some people made some comments about marriage and you know, knowing when and not knowing when and things like that. And I find it very interesting because I think it's different for different folks. You know, Miss Bell said, you know, I think it was 5 years. You know, Big Mexican said he waited 10 years. I don't remember. I don't think Kenisha shared her timeline. But she said that he knew the energy was right. Then there are some folks who said, you know, maybe that wasn't their thing. Maybe they're not into it. And I think it has to be a lot of people who aren't into it because there's a lot of people who are just not married. I don't know what the numbers are. I don't know what the number is for black men compared to black women, but I know that there's like a high percentage of black women that have never been married. I don't know the other people's statistics. I don't really look into them. That's not really any of my business. But, you know, I had a situation and I've shared, you know, with a lot of folks. And so when Kenisha did say something about, you know, when you lose somebody that you've been with for a long time, and you really don't have any say-so. This is very true. This is very true. I told you I was with a woman for about 13 years of my life or so. And, you know, off and on different things. Like, this was a peculiar situation. She got real sick, you know, had no say-so. Mom really had to take care of a lot of things. And I just won't say, I'm not going to get into it. Mom wasn't the greatest person in the world. Very unfortunate. I had, you know, no real say-so in certain matters. Probably didn't need to at the time anyway. It is what it is. And what was really unfortunate about it is because I had got into an issue, and it shouldn't have been that long. It shouldn't have been that long because, you know, we had talked about different things. You know, she wanted to be married, and I was just kind of, you know, neither here nor there. She wanted children. I was kind of neither here nor there. But I had a legal issue take place, and so I kind of made her a promise, you know, once, you know, I get over this legal issue and everything is cleared up and, you know, everything is peachy keen, you know, we'll move forward because I don't want to be that way. How will I propose to you and do all this other stuff while I'm, you know, I have a situation to take care of. I don't want to bring a kid into this world while I have a situation to take care of. I think that's trashy. Some other things that I had needed to get together or get right in my life. I just, you know, because I always said certain things. I had certain standards, you know. If I ever did get married, it would only be one time. You know, I had to have a certain protocol. I always envisioned things a certain way. And towards the end of that situation, getting cleared up and everything, that's when she got really sick. That's when things kind of went awry and just a lot of stuff kind of went into disarray. And I talk about life that I don't have a lot of regrets, I guess you could say. And I don't know if I even necessarily call this a regret, but I think about it from time to time. And I don't know if that's what hinders me or slows me down from this situation. But that's why I talk about I don't want kids, because like I said, I made a promise that I was unable to fulfill. And so I think about that, and that's kind of why it's part of the reason, my reason behind not wanting any kids. I felt like, you know, I feel a particular way about it. Plus, this world is super fucked up. We want any fucking kids thinking they got extra pronouns. You only got the pronouns you fucking born with, asshole. I don't want to get into that whole thing, but that's part of the reason behind kids. But I think about it from the marriage thing to part of me is like, man, this woman put up with all your shit. The reason why I am even the way I am now, even that I am somewhat of a decent partner, the reason why I am the man I am now is because of me looking back at everything that I did then and having to learn a lesson and then realizing everything I lost with that and saying that I would not be that same person to whomever else I got with. And actually I had no intention of even getting, with the woman I'm with now, just having a conversation and, it was just a different conversation that I hadn't had in a while and things became things and, here we are. But I feel a certain way because like I say, this woman that put up with all my shit for a long time and through when I was a shitty person. I mean, a real Scotty, a real dog. I mean, and put up with my shit, And so I just think now, and I guess, no two situations are the same, but I think now to make a decision in a much shorter time than something like that, it just, I don't know. I think about it, I just feel a particular kind of way. I don't know if I'm right or wrong, if I overthink things or what. But that's just kind of the mind of a honcho, So I've pondered things and I've had discussions and honestly, initially, marriage wasn't even a thing, but I think as we've been together in this current relationship for some time, her views on it have changed, my views on it have changed once I've kind of seen, even from some of the conversations with some of you guys in the den, my perspectives on things have changed a lot, and so just a lot to think about, and then there's still some things that I don't know, I always see myself being a certain type of person in a certain place with a certain situation before I make certain commitments, But that's just my story, that's just me, sharing my thoughts on it. Anywho, but I appreciate you guys for participating. I appreciate you all for coming through. There will not be a 1 p.m. den again, like I was telling you. Edman makes me not want to have children. So it won't be a 1 p.m. den for the rest of the week. For those of you who fuck with sauce, will be a 6 p.m. sauce on the regular channel. Should be an earlier sauce on Sauce Sports TV. We'll actually talk some Astros. I know y'all have been like, when are we going to get the Astros? Let's see. Say who cheating? Who cheating? Who doing every? Who cheating every? Yeah, after the pistachios. Let me find out, man. Let me see. Let me find out. Let me see what's going on. Who doing? Yeah, bad. Hold on. Let me find out. I ain't gonna have all that. Oh, female pimp got you. Female pimp don't deserve no pistachios anyway. So like I said, we will have pregame tomorrow. We will have I can't stand fucking professional. Let me flare it up for you. Now, one of those breathing all the white man's ear noses. Yes, it's my goddamn air shit. He ain't got no dibs on it. Got dibs on everything else, goddamn. It's my motherfucking air. Make sure y'all get y'all's votes in since you got comments for worst caller. Make sure y'all get y'all's votes in for that. We will stop taking votes for that Saturday. That's a bet, bro. Bet that. Mixer. Let's ask for a mixer. I'm telling you, I haven't had the juice for games. I'm telling you, my mind has been on something. My mind has been on something different, man. Like the games, I don't even have an interest in games right now. Just it's time to focus on something bigger. You know what I'm saying? It's something bigger. Goals, dreams. That's why I inquired about that question early on about if the den was a club or a thing, would you attend? And so that was a very good feedback, I guess. But I guess because you're here, so I mean, of course, I think the response is a little bit biased. But you know, I think it's very interesting. You know, I'm talking about popping out watermelons, baby. See, look. Yeah, exactly. Kicked in the balls. You know, you feel me? Childbirth, you'd be like a ferret through your pee hole. That fucking ferret will fall right out. Huh. I ain't Hank Hill over here, buddy. You know what I'm saying? But I fucks with y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. And Heidi somehow won the moderator vote. I do believe the election was rigged, and you know, it is what it is. But not my president. Heidi, impeach HK. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, let me make sure I share that with y'all. I'm on an impeachment campaign of Heidi. So, like I said, you can only pick one. You can either vote in the chat, but I have to confirm it so that way I know I got your vote. Or you can text into the Denline. I didn't even put the Denline number up the whole show, did I? I didn't even put the fucking Denline up. That's what I'm saying. DeMarco, you vote for Shannon? Is that a confirmation? Is it a confirmation of your vote? Hold on, let me see what we got. I got the list. As a matter of fact, yeah. Oh, matter of fact, I got two. Okay, so there are 3 people so far that I have confirmed nominated. Kenesha, who is your vote? I don't know where yet. Let me see. Look, y'all, that's what I'm saying. I gotta go back and see where you at. You vote Trill. Tough. I got your vote confirmed. Yeah, we voted for worst caller about it. So is you got to pick one between one or the other. Who is your vote? Broderick, I see you got 2 nominations, but you got to pick one. I can't. I can only go with one. I got you, DeMarco. Your vote is there. Again, if I missed y'all. Let's see. Wow, female pimp, really? Female pimp, you a hater. But if that's your vote, okay, look, I will acknowledge your vote. I will be fair whether I agree or not. Let's see. Who else? Am I missing somebody? Look. All right, that's look. If I'm allowing, this is I guess an all-time record. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 nominations so far. Okay. All right. Let me see. Where you got a vote in there, Empress? Let me find out. Let me see where you at. Okay, I got you, Miss Empress. All right. D to Gamma, I got you.
Okay. Make sure I ain't missing nobody. Slide through. Got 335. Let me see. I think it kind of can go hand in hand. A worst call or a worst call, either or. I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I guess that would be one in the hand, one in the same, right? I can't help it. You know, the pistachios are automatic. There's nothing I can do about it. Don't give any to female pimp. She's the worst. DeMarkey, you don't get to change your vote. I know I wrote it down. I got these again. Man, I gotta hit Texas Steve, man. He hit me in the whatchamacallit. I was supposed to get back with him. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Look. I think I see where I have no comment. I don't know. So is that where you're leaning, Roger? I have no comments with some of y'all. I have no comments with some of y'all. Okay. Yeah, I got me up here staying late taking these damn votes and shit. Is that was that a confirmation from you? Not my president. Yeah, no, we're gonna have the 10 p.m. show. We're just not gonna have any 1 p.m. shows for the rest of the week, Miss Grace. All right, look, I got about 1 minute left to get your votes in or your nominations for the night, and then I'm gonna wrap it up. That'll make it even 2.5. I got a couple of things I gotta go take care of before I go to sleep. My name, Joe. Are you saying John? Is that the one you're talking about, John from New York? Is that your vote? I'm not sure. I just see JOH, so I'm not sure. Oh, okay, my favorite New Yorker. Okay. Well, this is tough. There's a lot more nominating going on here. Okay. I see how y'all really feel this evening. All right. Shannon absolutely did not vote for you as best mod. Okay. Because you're a terrible person, female pimp. That's why you got timed out. Okay. Well, here's the deal. It's been the 2.5 mark and all that stuff. So I'm finna. You don't have a vote. Go ahead and text your vote to the Denline if y'all don't want to be exposed. If y'all want to remain anonymous and you want your vote to count, just text the Denline. And if you don't call in often, I mean, you actually got some emails in too. Okay.
there are a few nominees that some of y'all may not have seen, you know what I'm saying? So I ain't even gonna say nothing about that. So just because your name hasn't been mentioned yet, doesn't mean that you're not on the list or that you don't see your name in the chat. Because again, like I said, there are people who utilize the Denline to I got a response. All right. All right. Let's see. What? Some of these motherfuckers. At what height do you consider someone a midget? It's like 4 feet or some shit. There's like a actual statistic. But I don't know. Google that shit. Like I don't know what the midget height is. Come on, man, with these weird questions. Yeah, man. Shout out to Professor Trill and my nose. Shout out to Dan Strong. Shout out to all of you. Getting ready to slide out of here, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate all of you. Yeah, look, I'm trying to tell y'all, don't assume everything you see in the chat is everything that goes on. There are a lot of people who don't operate in the chat. And that's what I don't think people realize. There are a lot of people who don't participate in the chat as much, but they hit the Denline, they text in. Y'all would be surprised that there's a lot of commentary that comes in, you know, personally to me on the Denline that I don't share, that I don't speak on, that I find very entertaining. And so everything you see in the chat is not everything that's going on. Some people email, some people hit various social medias. So just because your name hasn't been mentioned in the chat does not mean that you're not on the list. But like I said, I'm finna slide. I am going to get up out of here. I'm going to make it shake. I'm fucking tired, goddamn. So yeah, I got some shit to take care of. But you vote Heidi for worst caller? Does that count if someone's never called? Is that like, I mean, technically, are you the worst caller because you never call, so that makes you the worst? I guess that makes sense. That's interesting. I guess I'm gonna put that Heidi's got a vote. Maybe she might win both. She might win worst caller and not my president. Be a champion. All right. I'm talking with this, man. I fucks with y'all. Make sure you follow the Den Show on all the proper social media. Den Show Live on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. If you want to send an email, denshowlive@gmail. If you want to get some Den Show merch, go to denshowshop.com. Make sure you go to Den Show Podcast to catch the audio live podcast at 1 p.m. on Saturday. I don't know, man. I think the silent majority is in 335's favor. Honestly, like I think, like the people who don't participate as actively in the chat, I think they are more observant of things. You know what I'm saying? And I just noticed certain characteristics and certain things. So I think that 335 does have the silent majority in his favor. I think Heidi just campaigned and started bribing last time and started winning people over. Let me see what else. If you want to make a one-time donation to the Den, you go to streamlabs.com/The Den Show. If you want to support on a monthly basis, go to patreon.com/The Den Show. Shout out to all the Patreon supporters. But like I said, as things are going on the next few weeks, like I said, we'll be transitioning early September. I expect things to get a lot better. Got some plans, like I say, saving a couple of things for, excuse me, when everything gets swapped over and everything gets moved. Excuse me. And I'm just looking forward to it, and I think that there's going to be a lot of interesting stuff. Maybe doing a little bit of changing of the style of some of the videos. I know people been asking about the short content. Like I said, just been the timing with some of the things that I've been working on. I haven't got to, but I'm almost done with something semi-major. And once I get that out the way, trust me, the short content will be coming back. And with that being said, that's all I got. Y'all be cool like y'all be cool. Hey man, fuck it. Let me say something interesting.
Hi.
Fuck the marquee. So yeah, I said it. Yes, tomorrow night. Don't be hitting me up at 1 talking about where's the den at. There will not be a den at 1. So you know, there's that. Let me see. Interesting. These numbers are extremely interesting. Good night, all of you, and I appreciate y'all all coming through. And I'll catch y'all tomorrow night. Thanks for watching. Guard your nuts.